Same thing.
C. All right, we're
Nice.
live now. We're live for the YouTubes and the pre-show. I got that.
What up?
You got that notification going.
YouTube. Yeah, that's how you spell YouTube. All right.
You
Well, I can hear myself. Or you?
Oh, that was me.
that was you.
Well, I mean, it was you, but that was you through me.
Ooh,
Wow.
kinky.
Yes.
Kinky. Did Kyle say if he wanted who's coming
He's
on?
not, I don't think he's coming, man.
I thought about sending him an actual, just normal old message, because that's how he found out about it last week.
No, go for it.
I mean, if he wants to be on,
Yeah, I guess I should have.
give him the opportunity to say yay or nay before we get live going here. Fix my hat for the whole world to see. And while we're waiting on Kyle, let me start writing out my top three.
Now is the time.
All right.
I think I've got them mostly memorized.
Yeah, I wrote mine down. I got them done.
All right, movies. One more.
My movies are, I've only got two that I can think of.
I mean, I've seen a
I
bunch.
don't remember what I saw besides like a few movies.
That's the problem I have. I've seen a bunch, and I have also
Seen.
and I fell asleep through a bunch, so I'm not really sure which ones I stayed awake through. And like I'm having a hard. I mean, I know it's the last month of the year, but I'm having a hard time remembering what I actually saw this year, or was it last year? So that's all.
So do yourself a favor, and at the beginning of next year, start keeping a little list, just like in your notes app, and like as you watch a movie or play a game or something, write it down. That's what I do because I'm a super nerd.
Well, no, I said that in the thing, and I have a spreadsheet somewhere here. Like I was started to keep track of all like the stuff I picked up when I was going to the thrift stores, like what movie and everything, what CDs I bought, so that at the end of the year I could go through and say
this is probably a better conversation for the show.
All right, we will talk about that definitely.
Yeah.
Well, I just got to find my third movie.
I actually had like 4 or 5 movies that I was like, I'm not sure which one to put in the top 3.
I wish.
These aren't going to be all new movies either for me. There's one special one.
Well, then you're cheating. It had to have came out this year.
The only one I actually really seen that I remember from this year is Halloween. So I don't.
Okay.
I can't put Halloween in all spots. So I'm not including everything. I'm just going to give that precursor here in the pregame. It's not going to be all from. It's going to be movies I've seen this year.
All right, fair enough.
Ranking my tops.
All right.
And with that is an honorable mention there. Thank you very much. And it depends on what calendar year we're looking at. If we're looking at like a normal December or January to December year, or if we're looking at a fiscal year that may be July to July.
Fiscal year? No.
Come on now.
We're talking
fiscal
2018.
year.
This is the end of 2018. That's exactly.
If we were doing the fiscal year, then we wouldn't be doing the episode right now.
What the fuck are you talking about, man?
Start the fucking show.
That is true.
I'm getting our tweet going.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you just take a big old shit right there.
I didn't get to do my other pre-gaming. I got caught.
Oh, you didn't do it? You're gonna just duck out of nowhere, take a dump?
I'm gonna throw that movie here on we just watched as a family. I thought was pretty okay, which came out this year. So that's
shit.
Thank you for reminding me. And I'm not going to be able to read this. I also have my notepad out here to make it easier for clips. And when I still haven't had, I'll be honest, I haven't. Well, we'll talk about that in the show. But if there's something I want to pull out, so that way I can note the time in Audacity and in video, so I know where to go. So I'm not searching for it. But yeah, we'll talk about more of that on there. You're sending the tweet out. Has the tweet gone out yet?
You tell me, did you get? Oh, yeah, it did.
Just got it.
Did you post a picture of yourself or something on the Grams?
I put something on the story.
Yeah. And then I posted it to my story also.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Official AF, brah.
Yeah.
Wait, what the heck? Why is it not? Twitter's hard. Why is it?
That's just such a great thumbnail to retweet to the world of
Just
my
your
eyes
face, yeah.
closed.
All right.
I was thinking about moving my camera to like get a different angle or something, but then I never did.
Get that good cinematography going.
Retweeted by Howdy Inc. Whoops, I retweeted it on the wrong account. Oh well.
It doesn't matter.
I'll retweet it again.
For anyone that possibly is watching, this is the best part of the show right here. I'm retweeting. Yeah, I'm retweeting. I'm sending the twits.
And now the grams.
Oh, yeah, the grams.
Thanks to Kyle giving us shit. How do you have a fucking MySpace and not an Instagram?
MySpace.
All right, so we'll have to see if the chair squeaks as much tonight.
I was part of the charm, though.
Yeah.
It made for a good clip, right?
I did. But
what it's all about. I'm ready whenever you guys are. Scott, you can bring it in this week since it's
okay.
Episode 21. It's not quite 20. It's not special of an episode this week. Just
sure.
kidding. But you can bring it in.
That's what you get.
I am going to hit record now. We'll give our moment of silence, and then you bring us on in.
All right. Hey, welcome back to episode 21. We can drink now while the podcast can. I've been able to drink for a while. Yeah, that's a good intro. So awesome. Welcome.
I'm glad I left that in your hands.
Me too. Hey, you took it away from me last week. Now I'm rusty. Hey, this is 2 weeks in a row. How did we do this?
Yeah, go
I think
us.
It's the first time we've done that since like the summer, July or something like that.
Definitely. It's definitely been a few months, quite a few months. We've gone 2 in a row.
Yeah.
What's the most? We've done.
We did probably like 3 weeks to a month in a row before.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Good though. I mean, I'm happy with the way 2018 has played out.
Yeah, it worked. It worked. We're still doing it at the end of the year. I mean, we could have just quit. But we didn't. Anyway. So we're back again. We're live if you're watching. I know you're not. Who cares? Thanks for listening if you're listening. Tonight, we've got the original crew here. So we got Smoothie.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen, juggalos and juggalettes? I had to do it.
God damn it. We got Brandon.
What's up, everybody?
And you got me, Scott. Hi, juggalos, because I get what we do now.
God damn it.
Like I was gonna try so hard to make sure we didn't do any of that, but
yeah, but if
we're talking Spotify,
right?
Definitely,
so it's impossible.
1 week, maybe 1 week, we'll be able to get away without.
I'm going to do it. I will have an iron fist to stop this juggalo treachery. I don't know if it's treachery.
It's beautiful.
Anyway, we got to get the preliminary stuff out of the way. So what are we drinking, boys?
Well, we're gonna shot first. We all got our fireball shot. I do not have fireball.
Oh yes, I'm sorry. The shot. I don't have a shot around me.
Yeah.
Smoothie had a good amount of fireball last week. I felt.
Oh, you did.
He was saying some wacky shit by the end of the show last week.
He was off track. That's for sure.
But I meant every word of it, and I was not off track.
Sure
misunderstand my words that I speak. I knew we were talking. Well, no, he was a juggler. shout out to Enz over at Iconic Clash on their show this week. Kyle had mentioned it that I had made an analogy of the Rat Pack and Frank Sinatra being, the Rat Pack being a precursor to the Dark Lotus, and Frank Sinatra being a juggalo. And Enz, he agreed. He could see where I was coming from with it. So hats off to you, Ends. Thank you for the agreement. So you saw where I was going.
Yeah, thanks for encouraging this shit. And
but that during that segment, I knew we were talking about music, and what I was when I brought back the movie, I was trying to say one of my other favorite songs is Melody Hawaii.
Yeah,
whatever.
no, I know what you were trying to say. You didn't say
But
it right,
it did come
but
out,
you said it.
Come out like I was just completely lost and had no idea what was going on and completely lost control. But
all right. So what are you taking a shot of there, Smoothie? Let's get this part out.
I have Jack Daniels tonight. Finishing up this bottle. I didn't intend.
Been doing that all night.
I didn't intend to. I didn't really think we'd be 2 in a row in it. So I thought I'd have some time to get another bottle of.
You underestimated us.
I did.
Yeah, we were persistent on this one. Like it's happening. That's all there was to it.
Right.
It wasn't like, when are you guys available? It was like, all right, Saturday is this show.
I definitely underestimated the power of the podcast.
Yep.
So, but I got my Jack Daniels.
How could you?
You don't have anything, Scott? Brandon?
I don't.
I got my Fireball and my Haymon shot glass.
Nice.
I'll just drink extra beer.
There you go. So we raise the glass and we kick off episode 21.
Clink.
Oh yeah.
Definitely a change of pace from the Fireball when you're not used to it. I like Jack, but when you're not used to that, but
it is a big difference.
Definitely
put some hair on your chest.
It did. I think, and my balls just dropped. I think so. That's
nice. Puberty is finally hitting you.
So,
what beer are you drinking there, Smoothie? You got it, Brandon.
Brandon,
I was just getting mine out of the way because mine's just Yingling. It's not exciting.
It'll do.
And there we cracked it.
Oh, you got it. Yeah. Oh, you were waiting this time, Brandon.
Ooh, I did.
Well, it was frothing up on me. I got my fancy glass for the champagne of beers.
Hell yeah.
Ooh, yeah, you're pouring that so it's all foam. Okay.
I like a little head with my beer.
You like it to be all head. Holy shit, dude. That's so much foam.
Oh, that is a lot of foam.
You're not supposed to just dump it down in the middle, right?
It's kind of hard, but I'm trying to do it on camera. Yes, I know you're supposed to let it run down the side of it.
Smoothie. Never change.
Never changed.
I've got this week I have Sam Adams Old Fezzelwig Ale. It comes in the Christmas pack.
Let me see that one. I've never seen that one.
I get it every year.
Gotcha.
I also have my second PBR from last week.
Nice.
That'll be there's a 24 ounce of goodness right there.
Oh yeah.
That's for later.
Delicious.
That's for the second half.
I got to get the good shit in there first. All right.
I have so many fucking wires surrounding me. Is that how you guys are, like in your areas as well?
Quite a few. Yeah.
I mean, take a look behind me. I have a lot of shit surrounding me. A lot more.
I see a Guitar Hero guitar behind you there.
Yeah, I noticed that. Is that always there? Is that Guitar Hero?
Yeah,
always there.
I adjusted the camera. Yeah, that green thing you see there, along with it, that's the green screen. That's
oh, nice. That's where it belongs.
The green screen.
Just
oh my god,
a pile with a
I could get
Guitar Hero guitar.
I could get like a little picture and like superimpose something different in there.
An exercise ball.
That tiny little space will be your green screen.
Like a face or something.
We'll show YouTube videos like right there.
Take a look at the box.
There's just like this tiny corner there that we put stuff on. Like we put graphics on this like little tiny corner in the behind Smoothie where he's got the whole thing folded up and thrown about.
Or I could hide it. I could hide it in different spots every week. Find the whatever that week. Put like
that would be so much less work than just hanging it up.
Than putting it up and just putting like a static graphic behind you or something.
Well, let's put it this way. This upcoming Friday, the 14th, is my last day at my regular job for 2 weeks. I'm off until the beginning of the year.
Oh,
so I will definitely have time to
not hang up your green screen.
Yeah, to talk about doing it.
to make that 2019 resolution to hang up the green screen.
Oh, there you go.
Not to
You
play
got
that.
The green screen you've had all of 2018.
Pretty much so. Yeah.
Yeah.
All you're going to do is say that you're going to put it up next year.
I'm gonna, yes.
Not
I'm
actually
solution,
put it up.
man.
Just say that you're going to
No,
put it up.
I would. I'm going to make a conscious effort to get this at least organized down here so it doesn't look messy, and then try and work and figure out how to get the green screen going here. And I'm also going to work on some stuff. Now, I did say I was going to. Brandon, you were the one putting up all the clips, correct?
Yeah.
For the video. So I had initially clipped out the Sinatra Juggalo thing, like I mentioned. Kudos to you, by the way, for taking that initiative. It really made me want to, do it this week.
Thanks.
To keep it going. But I had said on Thursday I was going to work on that, but I got to be honest. Been playing Bulletstorm because that was the free game on the PS4, and I spent between working and playing Bulletstorm, that's all I did. And I was like, you know what, I'll just wait until the 2 weeks. I'm
sorry, go ahead.
I'm just saying I'm actually enjoying the PS4 a lot, and like I was like considering like taking some of the one-off games that like not the of course the Xbox exclusives and trading them in and getting like the
what Xbox exclusives?
Well, like Gears of I'm not like those ones in Halos.
Yeah,
and
about it. Yeah.
But like Rainbow Six Siege, because I don't play that on there.
So good. We gotta play that game. We all own it.
We do. Do we all own it on Xbox? So I won't get rid of it if we all have it on Xbox.
I have it on Xbox.
I have played so much of that game. We need to play that game.
Then I won't. But I've been really wanting to just play I haven't even thought about I have Black Ops 4, but I went out and bought World War II for the PS4 just so I could have my Call of Duty sticks.
Well, speaking of PS4, just a little hint for later in the show. 2 of my games of the year are PS4 exclusives. And
I know exactly which 2 those are.
Because they're fucking amazing games. But anyway, that was just me interjecting.
That's the second. Yeah. But yes,
PS4 is awesome because I was late to the PS4 party also. I just got mine earlier this year.
I feel like all the best games of this generation are all on PS4. Almost every single one of them.
I like it's the simple. I mean, I have the PS3, but the interface was simple enough on there. But it's very just for whatever reason, it's very clean to me. Very appealing. I like how everything's laid out.
The dashboard, you mean?
Yeah. Do they still call it the crossbar or the X?
I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of it.
I'm not a huge fan of it either because there was a couple things that you can customize on the Xbox One where like you could move your pins around and you can move like Netflix here.
I like the pins for that. Yeah.
And so I like that. And you don't have like any option like that at all on the PS4. There's no
very bare bones. It's okay.
Yeah.
But I think because I'm so used to I like the Xbox One. I like how you have all the game, everything. But I like how this is just simple and it's maybe because I don't have so much on there yet. Maybe because everything's still like kind of right within my eye shot, and I can go to
like mine's starting to fill out a little bit more now. But like still, every time I turn it on, like the TV apps folder is still like only a couple of clicks away, and then Netflix is in there and shit. But I do feel like it's easier to get to on the Xbox to get to that kind of stuff.
Now I haven't downloaded Netflix or anything yet for the PS4. Now, can you said it's in that folder, like the TV folder?
Yeah.
Can you put it outside of that and pin it to like the main screen?
I can't find
that I'm aware of.
There's 0 things that you can customize. Like you can't tell anything to be anywhere except for putting like games and folders and shit like that. But not as far as the apps go.
Okay, so it's not that easy. I gotcha. But
Word.
like I said, I've been enjoying it. So that's what I've been doing. But coming, I'm really looking forward to the end of this.
That being said, the PS4 is still like my main like media player. That's what I use to watch Netflix and Plex on most of the time.
I have a smart TV, so I don't need to. I mean, I use that.
Yeah, I use
except the one-offs. Like
my TV is a smart TV, but I still use the PS4. Maybe that's kind of stupid, ain't it?
Yeah, you're kind of using 2 devices when you only need to use one.
Yeah. I just got the smart TV, and I was just used to using the console.
Oh, yeah.
Kept doing it.
That makes sense.
You just got to download all the apps and sign into them. That's the worst part of it. So after you do that,
some of them, you don't have, of course. I mean, I'm sure other TVs are different. Depending on your TV, it's different. Like I can't get like the WWE network on the TV.
Okay, gotcha.
Or Shudder. Like I have that subscription. I can't get that on the TV, so I have to use
Really?
either. Yeah, I have to use the Xbox One or.
Is it a Roku?
No, it's
TV.
No, it's Vizio TV. So it has the
Oh.
default Vizio apps in there.
Oh, okay.
How's the Shutter app? Because there is not a Shutter app for either of the consoles.
Is there not?
No, there's not. Wait, maybe. Okay.
I think it's on Xbox One because I know I've signed into it downstairs. I have it on Roku.
Okay.
So, and of course,
it's not a PS4. I might be wrong about that. I take that back. I can't say for sure.
Better.
Might not. And I thought at one point it was connected to the Amazon. Like you could do it through Amazon. So it was all together in one spot. But I don't know if it's not that way anymore. I haven't figured out.
Sure you can.
You use Shutter much?
I don't. I got it. I want to use it, but again, I'm running into what I've run into with the games. It's like I have so much now.
Right.
Where do I want to watch my efforts? And 99.9% of the times when I sit down to watch TV with my wife, we watch Criminal Minds on Netflix, which is what we would watch on when we have regular TV. Pretty much, we catch the rerun, so we're still doing the same thing.
Okay.
I had a month free trial of Shudder from when the new Fangoria magazine came out. There was a free trial code on the back of it. I was like, fuck it, might as well. And I think I watched like one thing off of it the whole month, and that was it.
They have some good features and offerings, like some classic horror movies.
I think they're part of the VRV subscription. VRV has like Crunchyroll, Funimation, a bunch of other things, and I think Shudder's on there too. I did like a month of VRV, watched like some anime when I was in the mood to watch anime, which is very rare, and then I canceled it, so I never even really went on the Shudder stuff.
Yeah,
there wasn't much when I saw it. It was like a bunch of shit that I was like, there's no way in hell I'm watching this. It's like I've never even heard of it. It looks like it.
I think
went straight to DVD.
Got better. Like I follow them on Instagram and shit, and they're always posting like what new movies they've got,
better stuff.
And it seems like they get some pretty good stuff.
That's good.
Yeah, they had
They just need more subscribers.
Like I said, I think they don't have a big selection. I don't think I can scrolling through what I see, but they have some good like classic horror. I think either I want to say I think it was Shudder that had, or maybe it was Hulu or one of the other free ones that had a lot of the Dari. I can't however you say his name. Dari. Yes, that's how you say it. Like the original Suspiria. Yeah. And all that good stuff, and it might have been Shudder. Like they had all the collection.
I think it was Shudder. That sounds like it was on Shudder.
Yeah,
so
definitely not.
Like
that was not on Hulu. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, they have a section on Shudder that is Italian horror.
Okay. That's
under. Oh, do they?
Yeah,
and that's why I like that too. But the main reason I did finally cave in was a trial, but that movie Hell House that I've talked about before, Hell House LLC, the sequel released there. It was on Amazon originally, the original one, and I bought the DVD, and then they released the part 2 or follow up on Shudder. So I just wanted to check it out.
So have either of you guys seen anything about the movie Mandy?
Yeah. It looks insane from what I've seen. I think I had it downloaded. I don't know if I have it on my Plex.
It's on Kyle.
I know Kyle does.
Yeah.
I've been meaning. It's one of those movies. Like, I'm gonna watch it, and then I never do.
Yeah,
I need to I didn't
really
myself to watch stuff.
I didn't really know anything about it. I don't think I even heard about it when it came out. But then I saw, I think it was on Instagram. I think Fangoria posted like, "What's your top 3 horror movies of the year?" And there was a ton of people that said, "Man,
yeah, I never
heard of it before then."
I don't
like. I heard about it almost all year long.
You see,
I don't remember.
Go ahead.
Okay.
I'm in that same boat as Brandon. I just happened to see stuff on like Instagram and like Twitter, and I was like,
the Graham
Mandy movie. Because I was thinking of initially when I kept saying Mandy, I was thinking of I just got this a few months ago in a horror pack. Now I'm going to forget the name of it. Maggie, I think.
With Arnold.
Which was actually pretty good. I wasn't expecting that. I thought it was a well done movie. I think I dozed off though at the end.
Shit.
No spoilers. But that's what I was thinking initially, and I saw is it Nicolas Cage?
Yeah, he's in Mandy.
But I was wondering what the hype is about, so I definitely have to jump on the Kyle's Plex. And
I haven't heard a bad thing about it. So.
Right, but then I watched the trailer for it, and I thought the trailer looked fucking stupid. It did not really look good. I don't know.
Well, gonna have to watch it.
I think I'm gonna watch it tomorrow if I got time.
After the show, I'm gonna have to check it out because that's the one thing I haven't done yet. I don't know why I haven't.
Yeah, I had been looking for it online, and I even looked on Kyle's Plex, and I must have looked before he got it because it wasn't on there. And then I asked him about it. He's like, "Yeah, I got it, so it's on Kyle's."
I'll definitely have to check it out, and I definitely have to get those movies ripped tomorrow. I'll get them up, and then maybe I'll share out my Plex.
Sure. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, definitely. Can't wait for that.
I'm desperately awaiting your requests or your permissions or whatever it is. I think I just have Kyle. I don't have anyone else's.
Oh, yeah, I still haven't done yours. Okay.
No, I'll have to send you my email address.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll get that done.
Squeaky chair didn't go away. That's good.
No, it did not.
I just heard it.
Yeah.
For the people wondering, like right before we went on the air, I got out WD-40 and actually tried to
do that. You just can't. Squeaky chair is a part of the show.
Yeah, it is.
It's a big part of the Unknown Podcast lore.
And that did not fix it. So that means, it wasn't meant to be
permanent.
We have built up quite the lore. I do love that in our show.
Time here. In our year. Almost year.
It's still. I mean, we were talking about this. I mean, we started at the top of the show. I forget now if it was the pre-show or not. But I can't believe we're. I mean, I can and can't that we've stuck through, and here we're only 27. No,
we're probably by the time we hit a year, we'll probably be close to the. We did half of it, half a year. Worth of podcasts,
and that's not too bad.
What would that be? There's 52, so it's
26. Or if you do,
I don't know if we're gonna make that, but
if you do an average of close, we'll come close to 24.
We'll come close, yeah, for
sure. Which is isn't bad.
It's the end of January that it would be, so we got time.
Did we start in January or was it February?
It was the very end of January. I'll have to go back and look at our live. First episode, what date that one is.
So, I mean, if you compare it to everything else that we've done with Howdy Inc., like it's one of the things that has the most episodes of anything that's been done at this point.
Well, the one that hasn't been given up and then brought back years later or whatever. Yeah. That seems to be more of the trend of the thing.
But I mean, this
we've actually stuck through with this and plan on continuing doing that.
This is how it started, though, from one of those podcasts that went away, and we've resurrected, but we, freshened it up with a new title.
Yeah, I think the new title is very important, honestly.
And we've just kept going with it and tried to make it work, and we've succeeded. There's been weeks when it maybe hasn't been all three of us collectively.
A month or so that we didn't do anything,
and
here and there, a couple months here and there. It's
hey, life happens, and it's bound to happen. But hopefully, in 2019, it's one of the things we had. I guess this is a good segue. We can move into. We were talking about Scott. I think you mentioned in the notes any resolutions or anything we have for 2018 or goals for 2019, but. I mean, maybe we only have to talk about that now, but one of the things
we can. It's fine. We're doing a lot of end of the year stuff anyway. We might as well do it now.
And it does, we don't have to get into a deep discussion, but that's one of the things I would like to work on for 2019, figuring out a good schedule. Maybe it won't be this late. Maybe we'll find a time that works. It's where we're done by 10 o'clock. And can be
depends on what's going on.
That's what I'm saying. But maybe
why we do it this late is because we don't really our weekends are usually so packed full of shit.
And if it And if it happens, then it happens and stays here. But anything that we can do to make it more of a consistent effort would be great.
Well, we all know that. I mean, there are certain times of the year where we're all someone is busy.
Right.
Like this summer, it was death for me. There was no way I was able to do most of it. That's why we didn't do anything after July until about September.
Yeah, and the beginning of fall was the same.
Fall for Brandon is just kind of shot.
Yep.
So it's really just winter and spring, and then back to like late fall and winter again.
So if we can crank out a bunch of episodes when we can, then cool.
Yeah, we'll be more consistent. Like, I don't know if we can get other people to want to do this with us. That would be a good goal.
I mean, we always have
kind of open up our roster a little bit, and we can do earlier times if someone else can't do it or whatever.
Right. I've always we've all agreed like this. The core show is us three.
Mm-hmm. But I'm all for
the creators.
But like, yeah, if like there's like my mantra has always been if two of us can do it at minimum, do it. Like whatever the question may be. Unless it's like like, of course, I'm gonna do it again. The Juggalo episode, like, of course, you couldn't do that without me.
No. Or Kyle.
or Kyle. And we had
any of us really, because we all had our stint.
Right.
And
so you had to then you added that extra the fourth element in there of Kyle, making sure we could all get together for that one. But most of the time,
that one was a struggle to get together.
If it's just we talked about it for a long time, but if it's just a normal episode or something like this, even two's a crowd or two's a
crowd.
Oh, here I go.
Anyway, so yeah, get back into your champagne there, buddy. Did you have any resolutions this year? Either one of you?
I'm terrible at resolutions.
Did you have anything that you wanted to do?
No. I don't.
I didn't have any new resolution. I want to continue to work on what I had started at the beginning of 2017 with my weight loss and my running. Was I did very well in 2017 with it. Hit goals. I was at a good point, and I was looking to lose quite a few more pounds in 2018, but I think I not overworked myself. I pushed hard in 2017 to complete what I wanted to for that year. And then I unfortunately said, I'm going to take a week off or take 2 weeks off. And then
that's how you fall off.
And I could not get back for
that so many times.
When I get no routine, even when I tried, I go out there, run 1-2 days. I mean, almost like the podcast in a way. Like I was so inconsistent. Like I would run 1 or 2 days and then something would come up. A lot of times something that I've created, an excuse in essence, and I can't run today, or I can't go to the gym or do whatever.
Or you just don't feel like it.
Yeah, or I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow, and then here you are in a new week, and it's like, so I'm hoping
I didn't do it last week, so I'm not going to do it this week.
Right. So I'm hoping to even all this week. I'm like, all right, on Thursday, because even during the normal course of the year, that's always been my work from home day, and it's like, all right, Thursday morning, I'm gonna get up early, I'm gonna go out and run. Get back, run 3 miles, do that. And then it comes and I'm like, I'll do it Saturday. I'll get up Saturday. And then today came, I was like, well, I'm going to sleep in a little bit because I'm working 2 jobs. So I'm going to sleep in a little longer. And then I got up at 6, which is early on the Saturday, but I was like, I'm going to play some Bulletstorm. I want to play some video games. I don't get a chance to do that. And then it's, 9 o'clock and it's time to start the day and go do stuff. And then I was like, oh, tomorrow. But
tomorrow sounds good.
Tomorrow's not a good day for it. But it's not going to be because I'll be getting up at 7 and then getting ready and going to church and everything. So then I'll be like, oh, I'll run in the afternoon. That's not going to happen.
No.
Yeah, I know that cycle. I did it for over a year. And now I'm getting right back into it again. Thank God. I needed to. I gained more weight than ever in 2017.
Yeah, that's where I'm at right now. Like, I got to do something about it.
It's a bitch. I'm on like I've made myself have like a really strict diet and everything.
That's my biggest
beer
problem.
is definitely not one of them and not in there, but I still do it because the show must go on, you know.
I work in a fucking kitchen that makes terrible.
Oh man, I can't imagine. Yeah,
terrible.
Whenever I'd work in that stuff, we just
and I get a fucking free meal every single fucking shift. I can eat whatever the fuck I want to eat, and it's free.
Yep.
And you're not going to go for the healthy option. You're not going to say, "Oh, I'm going to get a salad." Right?
Yeah. For the last 3 or 4 weeks, I've started to change it around a little bit and do better. But
you have to have a breaking point, really, because that's what happened with me. Because it was like I was eating fast food and stuff a lot more. I was like, all right, something has to stop. And you just have to consciously do it all the time. It sucks because it kind of becomes part of your life because you have to really hone in all the time in order to make sure you're doing the right thing in order to lose weight. And it sucks because sometimes you just don't want to do it. But it's like, because I know me, if I really just kind of let go, I'll fall right back into the same routines. I'll go right back to gorging on shitty food and all that. And I don't want to do that anymore. But it sucks because you want to.
I want to all the fucking time.
And that's what I fell into this year. Like when I was in it in 2017, like it was tough like the first couple weeks, but I made that decision that January 1st, 2017, I said it's time to make a change. I got like the right apps. I had been running.
Of course, you gotta have the right apps.
You gotta have the apps, man. You gotta have the steps and shit, you know.
Well, yeah, I do that for my running to map my run, but I use my Fitness Pal, which I'll do the premium one, but I could scan the barcodes, set a calorie goal, and say, okay, this is how many I have. And when I run, it's like, oh, I have this extra 1,000 calories to work at. And once I got in that routine and did that like strong through the summer of 2017, and I wasn't going over or coming close to, like I was burning more calories than I was intaking. So that's why it was so good. And then this year, it's like I'll get into it for 2 days and I'll be doing great. Walk at work like I do. I'll run and then I'll work at Giant at night. And I sometimes don't get a chance to eat dinner. And if I don't get a chance to get anything there, which if I do, it's going to be a couple pieces of fried chicken from our hot bar or a little mini hoagie. But I'm getting like a hamburger and a chicken sandwich from McDonald's on the drive home, cramming them in within the
you're starving,
and then going to bed.
Try that thing that I was talking about on Iconoclash, the McGangbang.
Yeah.
I want to try it. I really do. And then Kyle fucking live.
I've heard so many people get. Yeah, I saw Kyle. I watched Kyle eat that shit. It was kind of gross, to be honest.
His shit videos are always kind of gross.
He did the video for it, right?
He did a live video on Instagram of him eating a McGangbang, which is what, a cheeseburger and a chicken sandwich or something like that.
It was a McDouble, I think. A McDouble.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, McDouble, because then in the middle of the McDouble is where the McChicken goes.
I just watching that. I was like, man, I'd be shitting my pants right after that.
And I'm not putting the sandwiches together, but I've done a McDouble and a chicken sandwich on the 5 minute, but less than 5 minutes.
So your stomach was eating McGangbang then.
Yeah,
it was digested. It was gangbang.
I didn't buy it to do it that way on purpose. I just bought it and had both of them, and they were sitting there, and I was like, I might as well fucking do it.
Yeah.
So we can do that before we get into our diets and everything. We can do for one of the shows, or leading up to one of the shows, we can all partake in
a live McGangbang eating.
I don't want to do that, so I'm not gonna.
Well, we can do a live stream on, we can do a live story or whatever on Instagram.
That's fine. I will be the reactionary there watching you guys eat this garbage.
We can talk about the enjoyment, or we could do it live on the show.
Mm-hmm. Whatever you want to do there, Smoothie. It's all, I'll let you orchestrate that shit.
All right, we'll have to figure it out before the end of the year. And then we're getting on our diets and we're getting slim and tone, and
that's going to end up being what actually fucking kills us is the fucking.
Yeah, I'm going to watch you guys die live on Instagram.
I don't even know if that would be a good way to go. Like, I'm trying to figure out.
It's not a good way to go. Eating shitty McDonald's food. No, dude.
On Instagram. Nope. That's not.
Nope. There are so many other ways to go.
All right. So that was okay. So we were
your resolutions were kind of tied to continuing your weight loss, and that didn't happen. Is there any other things you were trying to do this year differently than any other year?
No, that is
okay.
That's it. But then I guess then might as well just throw this at the end. Then for 2019, I guess would be to get back into just get back into a routine. That's a healthy routine. That's
all right. Oh, for 2019, yeah.
What I
right.
So might as well. That's my 2019.
You were saying the date of.
I thought he said for 2019. He's like, "What are you doing? You getting high as shit this year?"
Right. I was going.
No, I understand now.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
So
for the year 2019.
God, okay.
Not for 2019.
So that. Scott, you had said you sucked at resolutions then. So 2018 was it pretty much just the same kind of like general thing?
I put a lot of effort, at least in the beginning, to do different shit. Like, yeah, I had weight loss goals that halfway through the year. I mean, I did good in that for a little while, then fell off, then did all right for a little while. Now I'm doing a lot better, and I'm going to continue that. But no, I was trying to. My main stuff was, for one, was to listen to different music, or at least find more music this year. Because last year I didn't do anything. Brandon was posting on Instagram and talking on his other podcast that I don't know if he's going to do anymore about his top.
Tomorrow.
Are you doing one?
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Big end of the year top 10 episode is tomorrow. Yeah.
Nice. Well, last year, I mean, that's what inspired me to do this was basically your podcast and your Instagram posts, like all this stuff. Because I was just like, I didn't do any of that this year. I really let that shit go. I didn't listen to any new music. I didn't do anything. So this year, I really made an effort. I made Spotify playlists. I was really trying to find new stuff, different stuff, or at least listening to stuff that came out that year instead of listening to the same shit I've been listening to for a decade or so. And I feel like I did pretty well on that. I also wanted to read more, and I did. I finished a book and got halfway through another one. That's more than I've done in the last probably like 4 years. So
that was a second. Not resolution or anything, but that's something I wanted to do in the second half of the year more.
Yeah.
This year I wanted to read more.
I'm going to push myself more next year, I feel like.
I think so. So that was your main core. So what about 2019 then? What are you the same?
I want to continue that. I want to at least continue finding, like, maybe the part of the downfall is that I was seeking out new stuff so much that I wasn't listening to anything that I missed in the last few years too. But I'm going to keep that up I'm going to just try to keep up with different genres and stuff like that. And try to find new stuff in what I like.
And there's just so much new shit out.
Yeah, you're right. It was daunting to try and do that because I spent probably the first few months like digging through new releases and shit like that to find stuff that I liked.
Yeah. See,
it was a lot of work.
Yeah, I was kind of where what you're describing now is where I was like 4 or 5 years ago. I kind of made that same kind of change, but a couple years ago, and like there was so much shit out there that like I just didn't realize like there's so much. So then you really kind of got to just like pick a few different genres and like stick with
it. Yeah. I was trying to do that. I was trying to find different stuff. I was trying to be as eclectic as I could, and some stuff I really liked.
Mm-hmm.
It was worth doing, and I'm going to continue doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely going to try to read more than one book next year.
Shoot for two.
Shooting for two. Yeah, my
book.
That's pretty good. I mean, there's some good things going on there. I do like that. Brandon, what about you for 2018? Yes, what year we're in? What were your?
You said you didn't have
No, but the weight loss and the stuff, that's for the next year, yeah. What was the book, Scott? What book did you read?
I'm trying to remember the name of it right now. It was
like you said one book. You gotta say which book it was.
I know, and I liked it a lot, and for whatever reason, it's escaping my brain right now.
That
yeah, was that good?
No, it was good. Just give me a minute. Vamp while I look this up. Yeah, I pull the tags there.
One book that you read.
I know. I don't know why the name is escaping me, and the author is too. It's really bad.
Right on. All right, we're going to talk about Spotify, right? Let's get there.
That's exactly what we were going to segue right into because Scott was mentioning. His playlist thing.
So you, I know, Scott, you kind of adopted my idea of like adding albums or songs like to a playlist, like as the year went by. Did you do that?
I certainly did.
Yeah.
I had a 20
playlist, just like the song
and an album one. I had two.
Nice. That's a good idea. I'll do that next year. I just do the albums.
Well, I did. I started out the year with the songs, and then I kind of slowly integrated the album one. But then I started just like listening to. I'd go on and be like Release Radar, and whatever I'd hear, I'd go to that artist, add their album to the 2018 album. I kind of adopted the song idea into just the album one, and then I hit shuffle on that playlist a lot just to kind of see what I like out of that too, and then go back to the album.
Yep. That is
a lot of work, man.
It is, but it's fun.
It is. I like doing it. It's just like Jesus.
I mean, it's a hobby in and of itself, kind of, and I think it's fun.
Yeah, I'm going to continue doing that.
Song playlist idea. That's cool.
I've tried to branch out this year,
but you did not at all.
Judging by my
no, not by your Spotify playlist. No, you didn't.
We'll get in those lists in a minute, like the actual nitty gritty of it. But like because I like rap mostly, hip hop, specifically 90s, because that was my formative years, and it's hard for me to get out of that that style, that era of rap music, because it had its own.
How most people are though. Like most people like that are our age like really don't seek out a lot of new music. I don't think. Like most people just listen to the same shit that like they got into when they got into, and I think that's more normal.
But why? I'd like to see. My thing is why. I mean, it's to me specifically in rap. Like a lot of it sounds so much different, and so like you see these.
How you mean?
Yeah, you see like these rappers like the Tekashi 6ix9ine person or what. Like I'm like that is not like.
There's been more hip hop in my house this year than like ever, honestly, because my kid is like a huge fucking Logic fan. I don't know what you guys know about Logic at all.
I've heard some of his songs. He's not bad. He's not my style.
I've heard of him. I'm not 100% familiar with.
He's got a decent flow and shit. I don't mind him, but I don't seek him out and listen to him.
Yeah, it's not my thing, but my kid is fucking in love with him, and it's so like I've heard just so much of that this year.
Oh, by the way, the book that I read, it's called Fluke by Christopher Moore.
There you go. You went back through your Amazon purchases and found it?
No, that one's been in possession for a while. I just had to search the subject in Google because I really could not think of the name.
There you go. All right, so Spotify. So this week, Spotify released their Spotify Wrapped, which gives all of their paying customers their top 5 artists of the year, how many minutes they listen to,
all that
Spotify. I feel like the categories themselves this year, I feel like they've kind of got worse over as the years have gone by. Like this year, like there wasn't a lot of different slides that were useful information, I didn't think.
Yeah, they gave us like the top, what was it, Zodiac sign artist?
That one was not.
That was so. Oh, you didn't have that?
No, my friend brought that up to me, but no, that was not in mine.
I had that. I had fucking Yeah, it was the stupidest shit. I had a fucking Libra, I think, was mine. I was like, oh,
That-
thanks. That's
that-
such good information.
Well, no, the funny thing, I only thought that was cool because I got Libra as well, and I'm a Libra. Like that's my thing. So
Oh,
that I'm listening, that was like
speaks to you, man.
it's like miracles.
God.
But then, like, one of them on mine,
Always comes back.
Pure motherfucking magic.
one of them that was on mine was like the first song that you listened to of the year.
Yeah,
That was
I got
mine.
that too. And the first artist you discovered too, right?
And the artist that I discovered, I had never even heard of, so it was probably just on like one of the playlists.
Exactly. Yeah, that happened to me too. Because Post Malone was mine. It's like I never sought him out, but he must have been on some playlist that I heard.
All right,
That
so,
I never listened to a song of his before, like January 1st or 2nd. So
what was the Brandon? What do you remember? What the first song you listened to of 2018 was?
A Monolord song.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, which I mean, I don't know.
Rust.
No, it wasn't Rust. No, it was I forget which one it was. I'll have to look at it.
I took screenshots of mine. Scott, do you remember?
Yeah, mine was a sick animation song. It's called "Sexy Wife." It's so dumb. I must have listened to that on the way home from a party or something. That
Mine was "Over There Shit" by House of Pain.
Oh shit!
And the first artist I discovered was Cool Mo D. So that definitely
Okay.
was a playlist because honestly I said what I say January or July or August was the first when I re-signed back up with Spotify. So I remember I went for a run in the morning and I put on a 90s hip hop playlist. So they were probably the first two things that had come up that
Yeah.
but it's still funny to see that song.
Mine was the Monolord song was Wormland, by the way.
Oh, that's pretty good.
And the artist that I first discovered was OK2222.
All right.
I don't know what that is. I gave out
you okay 22242.
You're very memorable.
So I did this crazy long Twitter rant the other night that like analyzed like every single one of these screens from the Spotify thing. And on this one, I put like whatever, who cares what the first song was, and I said the song that I discovered. So I hashtagged OK2222. And I said, I don't know who that is. It must have been from a sleeping playlist or something because I turn those on a lot at night. And then the artist then retweeted my thing and said, found on a sleeping playlist. That's clutch or something like that.
All right.
So then I replied and said, I guess, was it not a sleeping playlist? Maybe something else? And they never did reply to me from there. So
maybe they know they make boring music or something, and they're like, that's clutch, bro.
Did you actually go and search out something by them and actually listen to it?
At that point, once the artist replied to me, of course I was going to check them out. So I found the first thing on their Twitter that it was like a SoundCloud link or something. So I listened to it. It was just like some like indie rock music. Like it wasn't sleep music. No.
Okay.
Sleeping music. I don't know.
So would you say, was it terrible or just not something? I mean,
it was all right. It wasn't something I'd ever like.
Well, good, wasn't bad.
But no, it wasn't bad. No.
Fantastic.
Sweet.
So that was that. Yeah.
But
What about the minutes? How many minutes did you guys listen for the year?
Mine was 7,256. So that's 4,598% more minutes than last year, though.
Nice.
Wow. All right.
Impressive.
I had 11,354, mostly because at work I listen to podcasts more than music.
At work, I use Pandora and Amazon Music. I don't use Spotify at work much. Every once in a while I do, but not often.
But I'm pretty sure your minutes, I should say, are a lot higher than the rest of them.
They are. Mine was 39,710, which is the lowest mine has been since I've been a Spotify customer. because I'm a super nerd and I have a Dropbox folder with all of these slides saved from each year, so I can go back and like overanalyze them all for no apparent reason.
I'll definitely have to save them.
But like my kids had like considerably more time than I did on theirs. They were at like 60 and 70,000.
Damn. Yeah, maybe I'll make that another resolution. Get my minutes listened up. Yeah. Listen to more music.
I think theirs is because they turn on music. Both of them turn on music when they go to bed and like just have it playing overnight. So I think that.
Oh yeah, that'll do it.
When I go to bed, I usually turn TV on and turn the sleep timer on. Yeah. So. But sometimes I use the sleep playlist on Spotify.
I'll have to remember because we have and we just picked up an Alexa on Black Friday for our room, or an Echo Dot, and I was trying to think because I don't have Amazon Music anymore, and what to do for a sleep thing for Spotify. So there's actually a sleep mix.
They have so many different playlists for sleep.
Sleep category of playlists on there, like depending on what kind of sleep music you want to listen to, and there's a ton of them that are really good.
I'm trying to
listen to sleep when you're trying to sleep.
I mean, I have before.
Perfect.
A little side note, but a very good plus to being a Spotify premium member this year. I happened to get an email and just catch it that said, free Google Home Mini.
Yep.
And I was like, oh shit, let me just click on this link and see if it's legit or if I can still get it. And it's like, all right, click here to reserve your Google Home Mini. I just reserved it today. It'll be shipped here by the new year. So
yeah, I got mine in the mail.
Let me go through my email right now.
Yeah, the main person on the Spotify premium account. It's all over the place now. Yeah.
Oh, I think it's not syncing with my.
It's free.
Address.
Yeah, I got mine in the mail. I think it was earlier this week, maybe last week, and that's the first time I've had like one of the like Alexa type, any of those type things.
So is that what you used last week to play Twisted Sister Christmas and got twisted?
Yep. That was
so how do you like that was your first? You've never used the Echo Dot, but how do you like it so far?
And everything I've read has said that the Echo Dot is better than Google, is what it seems like everybody's opinion is. I mean, I don't know. I don't use it like hardly much at all, but because we have Chromecast on our TVs, it plays well with that. So it's cool that you can like say, hey, Google, play BoJack on the living room TV, and like it'll just fucking play it. And that's extremely cool.
That is pretty damn
sweet. So yeah, that was just my addendum on while we were talking about Spotify and Spotify Premium. But
now I gotta go look through my emails, man.
Yeah, and it works for Spotify. So you say, play Pearl Jam on Spotify on my living room TV or whatever, and it'll do it, and it works well.
That's very cool. My wife's going to take it to work with her, so it'll probably just sit on her desk and kind of act like a radio connected to her account for Spotify and use it that way. But hey, it's $49 value free.
Exactly.
I'm going to jump all over that.
Yep.
But moving on with Spotify, so the next category I had, I think in the list was top artists. So I'll save the best for last here.
Is that yours then?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Are you going from bottom to top or top to bottom for this?
I'm going top to bottom.
Okay, we'll do. I was just looking at my overall top artist. We'll jump right to the top artist. Yes. What are we doing? Bottom to top?
I'm going top to bottom.
Top to I don't care. Whatever.
Okay.
Because my bottom is
Well, hold on. No, let's go bottom to top so that our number one is the last one.
Fine.
Yeah, and that way you can get the one that you're talking about out of the way.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Scott. Why don't you go ahead?
My number 5 is Insane Clown Posse. I don't know why.
Hell yeah.
Listen to other artists way more than them.
Hell yeah.
I think I can attribute it to after we did the Juggalo episode. I just kind of was I was going back through some of their catalog and kind of skipping through some of their albums again. but I didn't listen to him that much. I didn't feel like.
Oh, you did. Use a ninja.
Because that was it, really. It was literally one day that I did that, and I don't know how that's possible, but whatever.
When I think of Juggalo Scott, I think of Frank Sinatra and good old Scott the Thought, right there.
Those are the two biggest juggalos on earth, except for one.
In the Juggalo family.
I don't know. And like I said, okay, so there's one song in my top 100 that's an ICP song, and it's the fucking intro to Hell's Pit, and I have no idea that I listen. I must have listened to that twice somehow, and then that's on there. Yeah, the rest of them make sense. That one doesn't.
All right. So what was your next one?
It's a band called The Browning. They're like a deathcore band, with some EDM mixed in. They're pretty cool. I like them. And then there's Whitechapel, another deathcore band, death metal, whatever you want to call it. Then Die Artist Murder, more death metal, and then Eminem is my number one.
A little break from the death metal
go from like all that to Eminem.
Was that the new album? Did you listen to?
Yeah, I listened to Kamikaze a shit ton. I love that album. I listened to his diss to MGK, and then I went back through his old catalog quite a bit too. So I figured, and as soon as I saw, I was like, yeah, that makes sense. I listened to a lot of Eminem this year.
See, I don't think I had even been on Spotify yet at that point. Like, so because I remember when that came out, so I think I was still on Amazon Music whenever. So that's why my numbers are definitely down. And of course, like I said, or like you said, Scott, I do a lot of times I end up listening to podcasts during the day, and in the car, on the ride home mostly. So morning, I typically will listen to music or finish up a podcast I was listening to the day before. But definitely afternoons or podcasts and everything. So, very good. Eminem at the top.
Yeah, it makes the most sense to me. Other than ICP being on my list, that doesn't. But
I love that your list is rounded out with ICP.
Yeah, I can never escape the juggalos.
No, you cannot. All right, Brandon. So what do we got?
Hardcore juggalos might be mad at you though for having ICP and
at the bottom. Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, having them both on the list. Oh fucking Juggalo, Slim Anus. All right. Anyway, go on.
All right, mine from the bottom to the top was Queens of the Stone Age, Misfits, Hum, the Afghan Wigs, and Saint Vincent.
Listen to a lot of Misfits this year.
I did, yeah. The first half of the year, for some reason, I went on just a huge.
Ooh. You were probably thinking about Big Money Hustlers and their little cameo appearance in there.
God damn it!
I gotta pull back out the Misfits catalog.
That must be it. Yeah, that's the only logical conclusion.
Obviously,
right? Taking Big Money Hustlers and said, you know what, the Misfits.
Yep.
Well, just remember, there's a lot of things. It's like you can have like 7 degrees of separation of Kevin Bacon. You can do that with like the
ICP. Yeah.
Maybe next year in 2019, we will do an episode to get the most random thing we can to tie it back somehow within 7 degrees of separation to ICP.
Do it every week.
Why do we need a whole episode?
All right, or maybe a little segment every week. Okay, good. Sounds good. So
we already do.
Yeah, we do.
Needs an official name as well.
All right, Smoothie, we gotta hear your top artists.
All right, so you might just hold on to your britches here because
I'm holding on to my butt.
You might be a little surprised here. So at number 5, there's 5. At the bottom, we have Isham, East Side Hose and Money. Then, number 4, Dark Lotus. Number 3, Twisted. Number 2, Bone Thugs and Harmony. And the top artist of 2018 is, drumroll please, Insane Clown Posse.
Wow.
I mean, I was pretty shocked when I saw these statistically.
Out of all of these things that went out to all of these users, I bet there was probably like 5 people that had Esham on their list.
Did he release anything new, or are you just listening to old ass Esham?
Going back, like I said, it's hard for me to break out of the box of the things I like. Like I don't want to dabble too much. Like even, and I guess I want to consider them, and I'm glad I did. I want to consider, kind of maybe sort of Jedi mind tricks being like Juggalo music.
Very, very distantly, I would say.
So like, but I finally gave them a listen, and actually my interest, for years I heard you guys talk about them a lot, never really listened to much of their stuff, and other than Vinny Paz growing up in the town for a brief time, that I
is like local to you,
and
Jedi mind tricks is
never really getting into them. But then I listened to him on Joe Rogan's podcast when he was on there back in August, I guess, or whatever. And it was just very interesting. And
3-hour thing too. Yeah.
It was, I just enjoyed it. And I was like, I'm going to go back and give their music. And then, there was a lot of purchasing of Jedi Mind Tricks and Vinny Paz albums there. But I do think one of the cool, I don't know if you got these slides. No, I'm not finding it. Where is it in here? Oh, I got your adventurous slide. It said,
"Oh yeah, you're probably underground as fuck."
It says you listen to non-mainstream artists 56% more than the average Spotify.
Ooh,
here's the being different. So, and then there's the picture that they have with that, of course.
Whoop whoop.
I figured with all your top artists, that would be you'd be higher than that.
Yeah, by your top 5, you should be 100%.
It's true, but again, that's why I said
Bone Thugs.
It was
Bone Thugs. That's true.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, definitely considered mainstream. I would agree with that at this point.
Mine was 56% is what mine was.
Mine was 63.
Yeah,
I'm fucking underground as fuck.
There you go. My only thought to that though is, like I said, because I haven't been using Spotify much, and a lot of the times for the first couple of weeks when I had it, I was just jumping into like 90s hip hop playlist and everything and letting those run through, which you're going to get the mainstream artist, or 90s, just 90s, music, like not everything like rock, collective. Cause I'm 90s and that's, that's when my musical taste were developed.
Decade for music. That's all there is to it. That's all I gotta say.
It was, and we have talked about that before, but it was definitely a good decade in the fact that there was good stuff coming out in all genres.
Yeah.
And so different yet so it was good. Like I go back and listen to even like the cheesy, like
even the cheesiest show was good.
Like
Barbie Girl, like, goddamn, what a classic.
Which one did you say?
Well, I was gonna say not necessarily as cheesy, but like Bare Naked Lady, like 1 week, like that kind of stuff. Like I hear that and I'm like, yeah, like I'm back in like high school and it's like great, or like anything that would have been on American Pie, like great.
Yeah. Did you guys get the oldest song slide on yours?
I did.
Yeah.
I did. What?
Yeah, I did. I can't remember what mine is.
Mine was a song by Thelonious Monk from 1951. Another slide that was just kind of pointless.
I thought it was pretty good. I just thought it was funny because my oldest song was
the 90s, something from the 90s.
From the 90s, from 1990. Really?
I know mine was older than that.
No, mine was Monster Mash by Bobby Boris Pickett.
That's a good one.
Because I did one of the playlists that I did create with some extensive music was a Halloween playlist. And I did listen to that quite a few times. So
that's a good one.
Halloween.
No, there may have been like 1 or 2, but I tried to get I got a lot of tracks recommended by Dinosaur Dracula and them at the Purple Stuff podcast when they did their Halloween songs episode, but a lot of other ones were just like Dream Warriors and Nightmare on My Street and
that Will Smith, that Fresh Prince shit.
Yeah. And the Fat Boys one, just other random things. Like I said, most of them were from that hearing that podcast and they're like previous podcasts, like different ones or ones that I thought would be applicable. Like, Beautiful People. That says Halloween to me. House of Thousand Corpses.
Oh yeah, that song's pretty good.
It just kind of, it's like 90 songs long, so it's there. You can check it out if you're friends, and you should check it out. It's good.
Word.
But that was my oldest song, so which is weird because I thought I did listen to older stuff, but that was it. Was there any other anything to take note of on here?
I think we covered everything.
The only thing that was kind of interesting on mine, because like I said, I've saved all of these slides over the years. Between last year and this year, 4 of my 5 were the same.
So, I'm pretty sure most of mine were basically the same.
The only thing that was different on mine last year, I had Spoon on my list last year, and that was replaced by Misfits this year. But everybody else was the same.
I think. Oh, God, sorry.
And Hum is the only band that has been on my list for all 4 years that I've been paying Spotify. So I guess if you look at it that way, Hum is my favorite band.
That's interesting.
According to Spotify.
Yeah.
They were on there all 4. That's very interesting. That's
why I like saving things, because I like to look at them like that.
I think I forget what year it was. Probably not even sure. I can't even say what the last year I had Spotify Premium was, but I remember my top. I don't think they did top 5 like that, or at least the ones that showed up. My top like 3, I believe, were ICP, Britney Spears, and the Axe Murder Boys. So it was like quite the and Blaze Your Dead Homie. I think were all that is. So definitely had
And if I didn't have any other better plans in life, I could go see Blaze Your Dead Homie ring in the new year. For New Year's Eve. He's playing like a half hour away from here on New Year's Eve.
And you're not doing that?
I'm definitely not doing that,
no. Speaking of that, before we head to break here, because we were
I gotta pee, yeah, so
for some time, but I do want to mention that Scott, you're going to be coming to rumor has it to the Violent J and Shaggy Two Dope shows.
Oh, I said that. I forgot that I said that.
Exactly. I just assumed because they were in your top list of artists for 2018. So certainly will want to
see your top list.
You must, and Isham, we're going to get Isham so on one of them, but they are both coming to this place in Easton, which isn't that far from here. So I think you should make an Ink road trip, and we should go paint our face.
How long of a road trip is that?
From where we're at, Easton's like 20 minutes, half hour.
How long from Scott?
Oh, well, Scott.
5.
Yeah.
5 hours?
Yeah. I will clean up.
Long to see that.
I will clean up a room. Well, he can come hang with me. Maybe
by then that would be fun to do. But
my parents live right near him, so it would be me visiting my parents, then going to a concert with Smoothie. For EJ.
And then maybe I think one of them was on a Saturday, right? I said maybe we can come back from it. Maybe I'll have a better mixer by then.
Oh,
we can do.
We're gonna do a pod.
We can do. He can come down here and help me clean my basement.
Yeah, that's what I want to do.
And hang the.
I want to fucking dig through your shit.
Your children too.
Yeah. He's definitely going to do that. He's going to help that. And then we're going to.
I agreed to all of this. I remember that. Yeah,
it was good times, but.
Let's take a break, fellas, and let's bring this back and do our
top
3 albums, movies, and games of 2018.
Let's do it. Let's do that shit.
Whoop.
All right, I'm gonna pee.
Gotta pee and refill, and we will be back.
Word. Ian Gay.
All right.
All right, partner. Keep on rolling.
I got like 15 or so Funko Pops on my desk. And they just constantly fucking fall down all the time.
Did you have those in your Amazon wish list too?
There's probably some on there. We need to get that shit done. We need to get that shit bought. I think I'm gonna buy.
I bought mine.
Oh, did you? Cool.
Mine, yeah. I did that the other day.
Cool. Then maybe I'm the one that's dragging my feet.
I doubt it. I'm probably the only one who's done it so far.
Probably.
So let's try to not make this one go on forever.
It's always the goal, but
I have to yell at Smoothie.
man.
Here he comes. I can yell at him.
Yeah, sometimes it's like, fuck, it's been an hour and we haven't even like got to the fucking first topic yet. That's too long.
We're not doing that.
Not that
We're getting this shit.
good. It's a good segue into the rest of the episode, the hour long.
I feel like we had good banter going on there.
I definitely think it's good. I'm going to take a bite of this.
Oh yeah, get that za.
Yeah.
This some Little Caesars pizza.
Oh yeah.
We're not sponsored, but you know, Little Caesar.
$5, so it's fine.
You want to send us some or send us some
$5.50 now. Here, it's not $5 anymore.
Well, fuck you, Little Caesars.
Yeah, it's $5. Mine was $5.
I'm gonna tweet that.
Oh, mine's still $5. That must be an Ohio tax. Huh? Mine's still $5. $6 for thin crust, which doesn't make sense. Why is thin crust?
No, it does not.
More expensive? But we digress. Real quick before we go back live here. Are we going to go for our list? Are we going to go 3-3-3? You know, go around and do it.
We'll do each subject 3-3-3. Yeah, I think that makes the most sense.
Yes.
All right, so that's good. And I think at the end,
You Little Caesars.
Yeah. I just tweeted "fuck you, Little Caesars."
there goes our ad revenue.
What do we want to do first? Music, games? Any preference at all?
Let's do music.
No.
All right, so that's what we're going to start with.
Just to pick a subject.
Sorry.
Wow, I can't fucking type.
Oh, out there. Oh, jackass.
All right. We ready?
Yeah.
Hold on.
All right. Smoothie's not.
No.
He's swiping on Tinder or something.
Swipe right.
Oh, I like how you put "just kidding." Like we can't commit to this.
We'd like
We can't.
sponsorship. Please don't sponsor us, Little Caesars.
we can't burn that bridge.
Yeah. What if they were planning on sending us a sponsorship and now I tweeted that they're like, oh wait, never mind. 50 cents more in fucking Ohio, you sons of bitches.
Yeah, it's more like fuck Ohio. Just kidding, Ohio. We love you. We love you, Ohio.
Nah, but Ohio, for real, you suck.
Let's do this.
All right,
yeah, let's
keep
keep
here.
All right, we're back for the second half of episode 21 of the Unknown Podcast. We are back from refilling, I'm assuming, shots. I took a pee. I'm assuming everyone else did the same.
A little bit more Jack
You
Daniels.
got that, Jack? I'm sure Brandon has some more Fireball. I'm about to crack open my PBR.
Do it up here.
Cheers. And hate myself after this.
So good.
Clink.
Now, real quick, I'm going to show you
your penis.
Oh gosh.
Oh, he not only can't pour it, but he can't open it
either. Exploded all over the place. So I'm going to show you that I can pour this without making.
Oh yeah, redeem yourself.
Oh yeah.
No pressure. Here we go.
Oh man, he's doing it.
Podcast.
For everyone listening, Smoothie is pouring his beer without a shit ton of head this time. He's doing it slowly.
There you go. Take your time.
Gently, sexually. He's gonna make love to that Miller Life.
You have to have a little head.
That champagne beers.
Little head.
What is?
There you go.
What is the high life without a little head?
Yeah.
Here's to you, Nora.
Jesus.
Then cheers.
Cheers, clink or whatever again. More PBR for me.
So Scott, what are we doing? What are we doing this second half?
So second half, for whatever reason, we're doing our top the year before we do our Christmas episode, our second Christmas episode, I should say.
It's not Christmas yet, but
that's fine. Whatever.
We're covering all the bases.
We do what we got to do. We needed something to talk about this week, basically.
Everybody else everywhere has released their list at this point. Like all the music sites have released their list already. It always happens at like the beginning of December, which is kind of weird.
It makes sense. But I mean, it's the end of the year. There's a couple movies that I'm not going to be able to see that come out the next couple weeks. That Spider-Man movie, the animated one, I wanted to see that. I would probably have that in my top list, I would assume. But it's
there is another Spider-Man, or there's not.
There's an animated one. What's it called? Into the Spider-Verse or something like that. It has like a shit ton of Spider-Men in it. It's an animated movie.
Oh, okay. I saw something, but I wasn't 100.
Yeah, it's coming out in theaters next week or this coming week. But I'm not going to see that. There's the movie where Christian Bale is the vice president. What's his name? Dick Cheney. And for whatever reason, just watching him be Dick Cheney is something I want to do. So, but that doesn't come out till Christmas, so that's not obviously going to make it in my top 3.
Yeah,
or whatever. We've decided to do music, or I should say, albums, games, and movies this year. The top of the top 3 we decided, because doing any more was probably going to be too much.
Yep.
Or too much legwork.
Do you have any, like, just for the hell of it, any shows that you guys were like super like into this year? We're probably not. I didn't put that as one of our top 3. So, do you have anything?
Just a bonus category, like TV show.
Sure, why not?
Not like a live music show, like TV show, right?
Oh yeah,
whatever the fuck, like seasons of shows that you watched this year that came out this year that you really enjoyed. Was there anything?
I enjoyed, from what I still have to finish watching it because I fell asleep during most of the episodes. But the The Haunting of Hill House, is that what it is?
Oh, you still haven't finished that?
I enjoyed that. That was a pretty good effort by Netflix there. And Castle Rock, I also enjoyed.
I've been meaning to watch that.
I saw
Castle Rock.
I still have to finish that one as well. I fell asleep during some of the episodes, and my wife has just made it. Has now just given up on me, so she will continue watching and doing what she needs to do, knowing damn well that she doesn't want to watch episodes again, see stuff she's already seen because I fall asleep. So I'm perfectly okay with that. As long as she doesn't like spoil it for me, I'm okay with that. So they're my shows.
It solo.
Yeah, they're my shows. And
okay. What about you, Brandon?
This year's season of BoJack was fantastic.
Okay. That's about it.
Yeah.
I still need to watch.
Okay. Yeah, I don't really watch that much anymore. I watched trying to think what I watched this year. Daredevil season 3 was fucking amazing. It was so good.
So they canceled that?
They just canceled it last week for I'm assuming Disney pulled the plug on that. That's what a lot of people are saying.
Everybody liked it. I never.
It was a super good show. Like the first 2 seasons were good. I mean, it's superhero. It's a superhero show, so it's really good for that. The action in that is actually really good. It's honestly some of the fight scenes are better than most of the Marvel movies themselves because it's just like high impact action. There's a lot of choreographed.
Own little streaming service. Is that the plan?
I'm assuming what they're doing is they're trying to like stop. I have this feeling that what Disney wants to do is create probably more like a cartoon version of the Defenders and have those characters on their streaming. It would be more kid friendly because they've stated that they're not doing any R-rated content, but I'm assuming they want to have a little more control over their characters, less of the bloody violence and shit like that and swearing on their streaming service, which sucks because honestly season 3 of Daredevil was, despite being a comic book show, just honestly a really good story, really good. It was I didn't have a whole lot of expectations for it because the last few seasons of any of their Netflix Marvel shows haven't been great. Defenders was okay at best. So then I go into Daredevil. I just decided one day, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to give it a shot. I was blown away by how good it was.
Right.
So I enjoyed it a lot. And I'm very saddened to hear that they're not going to do anything more with the show, at least on Netflix. Another show I watched was, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Smoothie eating pizza down there. What's he doing?
He's just munching.
I'm eating pizza.
All right.
Eating his Little Caesars. Fuck you, Little Caesars, by the way.
Oh, we love you.
Sons of bitches.
My pepperoni. It was pepperoni, yeah. And still $5, unlike in Ohio where it's $5.50 apparently.
Yeah.
It's, not
assholes.
That's not the bee's knees. But the one thing I want to, on this Little Caesar side note, and I don't know how it was for you back in the 90s. Again, we're going back to the 90s, but it definitely doesn't taste the same as when it came under a piece of paper and 2 pizzas together, which pizza makes sense.
It was way better back then.
But it wasn't bad.
You were kids back then, so of course everything tasted different.
Because my kids love Little Caesars now, and I'm like,
Yeah. So
maybe, but sometimes it is. Sometimes it's perfect.
But this was good. It hit the spot. It was an impulse buy. I wasn't going to eat anything, and then my wife just wanted to get some crazy bread, and I was like, "Well, I might as well. I'll get a
crazy bread, though.
Let's see what I want." I was like, "I'll take a classic pizza with pepperoni, please."
Damn right.
So,
another show I watched, Better Call Saul season 4. It's really good.
I still have to finish Breaking Bad. Actually, I still have yet to finish that.
That show, Better Call Saul, is starting to take over Breaking Bad for me. But, and Breaking Bad was like one of my favorite shows, if not my favorite show.
I'll have to get back into. See, the problem I have, not a problem that I have with it, but I had started watching that a couple years ago. Breaking Bad I was sick for a couple days, and I like blasted through the first
blasted through it.
Yes, finger blasted through it, and then I never got back. I fell behind. There's 6 seasons, I think, but now it's been such a.
Technically, yeah.
It's been such a I'm sure if I watched just a few episodes, I would figure things out.
You gotta start it over.
But that's where I'm going to be back at the beginning. I think the last thing I saw on maybe spoiler alert if people haven't seen it yet, but
it's fine.
when they killed the I guess when the twin Mexican or the twins or whatever, the two Mexican
when
they kill them in the parking lot. I think that was the last episode I remember.
That was like season 3. But
that's about as far as I've gotten, and so I know I have to go back. But I have heard nothing but good things about Better Call Saul. So
it's a slow burn, but I enjoy it.
So I'm definitely looking forward to checking that out. But so they're definitely good shows we've watched. But now it's time to get into the
let's get into our
potatoes of the top
meats.
Our entertainment year in the review, because we might still talk about some of our other year-end favorites, maybe pertaining to the show in a later episode or other things. But in terms of our media, as we had said, we're going to start with music.
Yeah.
So and then how
top 3 albums,
top 3 albums, and how it's going to work is we're just going to each go around and give our number 3, maybe say a little piece about it, then move on to number 2, blah blah blah, watch, rinse, and repeat, so we can keep moving along here. And so, who wants to go first on this one?
Brandon, you can go.
My number 3 was Wind Hand Eternal Return. Depressing doom metal at its finest.
All right. So what's your number 2?
No, we're going number 3.
Go ahead, Scott. You're going number 3, and then
I'm going number 3.
Then we'll all go number 2.
I think my number 3 is rapper named Apathy, the Widow's Son. He has some of like the best production, and I feel like he gets better with every album he's done. He's in a group called the Army of the Pharaohs with Jedi Mind Tricks and stuff like that. But I
haven't even gotten to all those guys.
You've got some work to do with that, but yeah, super good rap album. All right, Smoothie, what's your number 3?
I'm trying to find the name of the album. I know it's bad, but
who's the artist?
It's Nicki Minaj's most current one. I wanted to keep one that
God damn it, I know it. It's Queen.
Yeah.
And I only know that because I've seen it for whatever reason 100 times in my Spotify.
So real quick, the reason I picked it, I didn't want to keep it all Juggalo. I knew there was other stuff that I had listened to that was
keep it as Juggalo as you need to.
Well, I wanted to stretch. I wanted to see if there was other stuff that like legit that I listened to this year, like from this year, albums that were released. And I did try before I got Spotify. I did try doing that with seeing what new releases like came up in Amazon Music, and just tried listening to them. And I forgot who they were. They were okay, with some kind of rock stuff, but I wanted to give that I listen to other stuff. I'm outside of that box a little bit, and I enjoy it. I thought it was a fairly solid album from her. I typically do enjoy. I think she's an all right rapper. At the core, I know a lot of it's. I want to put her like one of my top 10, but for females, I should say female rappers. I do like her. When she initially came out, I wasn't about that because again, being stuck in my bubble, I didn't like the whole Young Money, Cash Money, like that whole sound. But I've even like enjoy Lil Wayne more. Because then you move to like the new rappers of today, and it's like, oh gosh, these people are horrible now. At least my opinion. That's how I felt about these rappers then. But so Queen is Nicki Minaj. I enjoy. I've listened to that quite a few times, which I'm surprised that didn't show up on my thing because that was strictly Spotify that I was listening to that on.
Oh. All
right.
So number 2, Brandon.
My number 2 was High on Fire, Electric Messiah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I fucking love that album. Say what?
Did you like that one a lot, huh?
I did, yeah. I listened to that just a shit ton. Just a killer, fast, great fucking album. Like, I mean, damn near all the songs kind of just all sound the same and shit. It's the same formula. But there's a couple of them that stand out. I don't remember song names or whatever, but yeah, I liked it a lot.
I listened to it. I liked it. It definitely wasn't gonna crack my top 3, but It was a pretty good album.
I like Matt Pike.
Sorry. My number 2 is the Brownings Geist. They're
hold on, because I'm looking at the comment from Mr. Sir in the thing.
Oh, Aaron, yeah,
Browning,
he's in the
Browning and the Undies, and then your number 2 was the Browning.
Yeah.
So
That,
how
Aaron can say whatever the fuck he wants. It's a really good album. It's just straight up like heavy shit mixed with EDM. It's very strange mixture, but it works surprisingly.
Yeah, that sounds so weird to me. I can't I don't know what I don't know what those two things sound like together. I don't
Look
think I've
them
ever...
up. See if you
I will.
it.
I for sure will.
They put on they can have some high energy songs, but to hear it live is just it's.
Have you
so
seen them
fun.
live?
I've seen them live like 3 times. And
cool.
It's been a few years since I've seen them, so I'm dying to see them again.
Yeah, I saw that album on a ton of different lists this year. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
It has a few songs that kind of go into that late 90s, early 2000s new metal territory, which is kind of to me.
Yeah, but very on new metal.
Yeah, not, to say the least.
Yeah.
So, for whatever reason, I feel like that genre is coming back.
Yeah.
I to not do that.
Do you know anything about Grimes whatsoever?
Grimes.
Rick Grimes?
No.
Frank Grimes, yeah.
No. There's so she is a I think the technical genre of it is electro indie pop is the category that she falls under. It's one of them ones that I don't know why the fuck I like it, but I do. But her new song that she just put out a week ago is the most 90s industrial metal song that I've heard since the fucking 90s. It sounds like Orgy. Remember Orgy?
Yeah, I remember Orgy.
It sounds like a good Orgy song.
All right.
It's so fucking weird that that's the sound that it is, but it works. It's really good.
Back. For better or worse, this shit is coming back.
You're right.
Smoothie, number 2. What do you got?
Number 2. My number 2 is the Axe Murder Muerte CD. I just like how they have grown as artists. I don't know how you guys felt about them when they were on Psychopathic or whatnot, but I know when they won that underground.
I had their one album, the first one that came out. I don't remember what it's called.
Blood in, Blood Out.
Yeah, and I actually liked a few songs. I was surprised that I liked it. I just kind of randomly picked it up because I was still a juggalo at that time.
Well, do you remember how they got on the label through the underground?
Yes, through that Fat or Whack thing or whatever they were doing. They were doing a whole contest, and there were way better rappers than them on that.
I went to the gathering where you could vote for who won, and you had a little chip thing that you got when you paid to get into the gathering, and then you put it in this thing to decide who would win. And I don't remember who it was that they were against, but I picked the other band.
TLC, Players Lounge.
TLC, yeah, I remember that. They were way fucking better.
They were good. That's who I was for. But then AMB won. However, if
I was assuming
it was set up
kind of already there.
But I wasn't a huge fan of the first album or a huge fan of them when they first came on the label, but I liked God's Hand, which was their second album that wasn't on. That was when they initially left or
they were on Hatchet House, right?
Right. It was in that era. They had left Psychopathic for a minute there, and then they released God's Hand on their label, Canonized Records.
I could have swore they were on Hatchet House.
That got
one, which is an offshoot of Psychopathic.
It got distributed. It ended up getting picked up by them as well. They still were claiming the job, but it wasn't a Psychopathic release. And then they released. I think Young Wicked released his solo. What was his first solo? I can't think of what his first solo was.
I don't know.
whatever it was.
You've lost me after
No
a
clue.
certain.
Well, no,
As far as,
you had been out of it at this point now, so you wouldn't really maybe see the growth or whatever. But Young Wicked, like, and their second, the Garcia brothers, their last album on Psychopathic, I thought they were phenomenally done albums, and a lot of that is because of Young Wicked's production. Not only does he have talent on the mic, but off the mic as well, and he did a lot of work on the Marvelous Missing Link on both Lost and Found. So he did a lot of production on that, and the album that they did with Killjoy Club, that they did with members of 3-6 Mafia. He did a lot of. He wasn't part of the group, but he was vocally on a lot of tracks, but did a good portion of the production of that album, and he was going to be like up there with like a Mike Clark, I think, in terms of his production.
What does this have to do with Axe Murder Boys?
Because sorry, I'm going too long, aren't I? Get my juggler fixing. But anyway, from that time,
is there a relation? I mean, that's a legitimate question. I don't know.
Well, yes,
there is. Yeah, Young
Wicked,
Wicked. He's a person that was in Axe Murder.
Okay.
I mean, or still is.
He
had a different name then, right?
Otis is his real name, I believe.
Yeah.
I'll say Otis is his real name, but
is that the one dude that like caused all the like problems that caused
that
yeah, I remember that.
Oh yeah, I was trying to fuck someone's
his
jump his kid.
Yeah.
Which whatever. It's a shame that had to like cause this big thing, because he's a great producer and his like lyrical game has stepped up. I mean, himself is good, and then even his brother, because they're brothers, Bones Dub, in this new album that they released. Like, I loved Young Wicked's solo album that came out last year, Return of the Prodigal Son, and then
that's all on Magic Ninja now, right?
That's on Magic Ninja, and this was the first A&B album on Magic Ninja, and I thought it was great. So they're really
Axe Murder. They're on Magic Ninja now.
Yeah, so they're one of the acts. So I mean, it's definitely, if you want to just like,
isn't that one of the reasons why they're beefing too? The two labels.
They thought that they.
Oh, that makes sense, because the one dude was the one that was trying to fuck. Okay,
but they think that Twisted stole all their people or whatever. But it's, I mean, if you look at the situation now, I don't want to make this again like too long with Juggle thing. Look at the situation now. Well, no, I'm just saying, if you look at the situation now, that's why, like, look at what they're doing with their artists currently, Psychopathic, and it's a wonder why people wanted to go elsewhere with their talent. They wanted to make music. So A&B Morte was my number 2 album.
All right, Brandon, number 1.
Number 1 is Sleep the Sciences.
That super duper slow doom metal, or
yes, more doom metal. It is stoner doom. Stoner doom is what it is classified. Yeah, they're like the godfathers of that genre, and they hadn't released a new album in like damn near 20 years, which I haven't been I haven't been a fan for 20 years, so I can't claim that like I had been waiting 20 years for a new Sleep album.
But it's still cool.
Yeah, they hadn't released a new album in 20 years, and then they surprise released this album on 4/20, which was on a Friday, so it was perfect. There was no prior announcement. It just came out on 4/20. Even in record stores got it on 4/20 without any announcement. It came out on Third Man Records. Jack White, his record label, put it out. And record stores got an order form for like quotate like special 4/20 release from Third Man. So all these record stores ordered it, not even knowing what the album was. And then it turned out to be the Sleep album, and like the first pressing like sold out immediately and shit. It was cool. It's a killer album.
I've listened to some of it. It is good.
Yeah.
If you're
That's also Matt Pike. So the guitarist of this band, Sleep, is the singer and guitarist of my number 2 band. It's the same guy in both bands. So
nice.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's my number one.
All right. Mine.
Music that nobody's ever heard of. Imagine that.
Hey, I've heard of it.
Yes.
So it's fine.
I want to interject real quick because before I forget about this to mention it, Dan. So after this episode, we should put, at least for our own reference, all our top albums and movies and stuff. I don't really care, but top albums.
Mm-hmm.
And that'll be a good way. Maybe listen to them through the course this week and talk about them or for the next podcast.
If you want to do that, sure.
Yeah. So that way we can kind of see. That'll give us
like a top 3 playlist or something that we share with each other. Do you want to do that? All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get a cool playlist together of all this shit and tweet it and all that good shit.
All right. Perfect. All right.
Okay, we can do that.
Sure. Don't forget about that. All right. So go ahead, Scott. You're number one.
Number one. Shouldn't be too much of a surprise. It's Eminem Kamikaze. This album came out of nowhere on August 31st. No prior announcement. I woke up August 31st, just checking Facebook as you do, and I was like, what the fuck is this? It just is Eminem from Eminem. It's just like Kamikaze. Don't think about it. I went to Spotify. There it is. A whole fucking album by him. And wasn't expecting anything when I hit play because his last album was pure garbage. It was awful. Revival is such a bad album.
I didn't think Revival was that bad, but
it was bad. You're wrong, Smoothie. I'm sorry, but
well, that's fair enough.
Whatever. I'm not a fan. I don't know. I feel like a lot of people weren't either, but you know.
No, I know it did get a lot of flack.
He can still like it if he wants to fucking like it, okay?
I did.
No, I'm not. I was just fucking around. If they can like it, it's fine. I can see the appeal, but it's not my thing. It was far from it. I hated almost every song.
Very sarcastic. I can see the appeal, but
but not for me. It wasn't for me.
All right, so Kamikaze. That was
no, Kamikaze. It's so it for whatever reason, he just he must have been pissed and hungry again, and it shows. He threw together this album, and it was pretty impressive because his Revival came out in December of 2017, and this came out at the tail end of August. So he just kind of put it together and threw it out there. And there's a few songs still that aren't perfect, or there's definitely some skippable stuff, but as a whole, it's what I listened to the most this year and I enjoyed the most of.
No,
I was very happy with it because he's at his technical peak with it too. So he is just rapping his ass off, and I liked hearing that.
It was definitely Kamikaze was definitely a good album. I was surprised as well when I saw it on there. I was like, "What the hell is this?"
It just came out of nowhere, and that's that's only some artists can really do that.
I was hoping that for certain other bands I listened to, when we didn't see any pre-order information or anything about a certain album.
Yeah, you're hoping for the new album.
Do that.
It's been announced.
That would have been perfect. But
yeah, because no one was expecting anything, and then here it is.
That's a missed opportunity. That's what I'd say. Honestly, they could have, if they would have done that and pulled it off, that would have been great.
They can't pull that off because they need your fucking pre-order money to fucking record the album.
Yeah, basically, you've been kickstarting that album for them.
That's true. Very true. Brandon, you've listened to the Kamikaze? Did you?
No.
Well, you will.
You will be. Yeah. Smoothie. What's your
number one? Is there were a couple. I completely forgot about Kamikaze. This is what I get for waiting the last minute to put these lists together. But my number one was Gmo Ski, Charlie and the Filth Factory, another Magic Ninja release.
Whoop whoop.
He is whoop whoop. He is a pretty good lyricist. He's one who was discovered by Vinny Paz.
Yes,
Vinny Paz.
He was on one of his solo EPs.
Gave him a big push in the beginning, but he has good rhymes, good flow, a good style about him. I enjoy very much. And you can tell me if you agree or disagree with this, but very much like Eminem, in that the same style. some of his rhymes I can hear. Not that he's biting them, but he has the same delivery and like
I can see where you're coming with on that.
I would say Slim Shady LP. Like
Yeah, that makes
like
more
some
sense.
of the rhyme schemes like that, like the Bad Meets Evil and like that kind of off the wall stuff. And he this was his second album on Magic Ninja. His first one was just is good. He's a solid rapper all around. So that was my number one pick. That just came out in the summer, I believe. Another artist on that label that I do want to. Well, no, we'll talk about that later on. It doesn't need to be said, but that's my number one album. So we're gonna keep this moving here. I'm done talking at length about anything because the next two lists are going to just be very winged by me.
Yeah, pretty much.
Able to tell, and I might as well just start off with, I might as well
go for it
right in. We're gonna movies next.
Sure, movies is fine.
That's next on my paper. So my top movies. Now, before the show, you had informed me that the whole point was stuff in 2018. Well,
yeah, that's how this works.
As
not something you watched in 2018, but something that was released and you watched.
As you know, I see not a lot of stuff because I'm usually sleeping through it.
Yes.
And there was some good stuff released, and I still haven't gotten around to watching it, or I might not have realized it was released this year. So
It's okay, Smoothie. My list is awful, so it's fine.
Well, I'm just, like I said, I'm just going against the system here, and I'm picking movies that I've seen in 2018. They may or may not have been released in 2018.
Okay.
But
good enough.
My list. So my number 3 movie, I'm fairly certain this was released this year. It might have been direct to video, is Unsane. It's a psychological horror movie.
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
It was.
Let me look that up.
it was shot. I'll give you.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
shot on an iPhone, but it was
this year. You're good.
Pretty. I thought for being shot on an iPhone 7, I believe 7 Plus.
Yeah, you're good. That was this year.
It was a fairly decent movie thriller. I don't want to give any spoilers away. Kyle probably has it on his Plex, I would assume, if anybody wants to check it out. I think I have it on my Plex if I ever get around to sharing that. But it's kind of a... Huh?
Do you share your Plex with me?
No, I haven't shared with anybody yet. I haven't gotten around.
Yeah.
What are you
doing? I watch all your guys' stuff and don't share.
Fuck that. No, you got to share your shit.
I'm going to get kicked every time. Kick me off. I'm hoping to do it this weekend.
Do you have a decent library?
I have about 800 and some movies.
And you're sharing your shit.
Plus like all my music library, which is like 2,500 albums or so.
I can't believe you're not sharing that. Okay. Thanks.
Smoothie's holding out.
So I'll get that on there. But the premise is it's pretty much just overview. This girl is committed to a psychiatric institute because she was having a bad day pretty much and said that she felt like killing herself or something. But she spoke out of line, like not out of line, but she didn't mean it. And she ends up in a place for treatment and watch, which is a scary thing, but true from what I've heard, that because it's all about insurance money and everything, and they will keep you in there and make it, regardless of if you just said something or made a mistake in your assumption, you're perfectly fine. They're going to get as much insurance money out of you or out of the insurance company as they can, and with no real treatment. I've heard stories about this.
I feel like this is kind of a spoiler.
No, because the whole you won't know the whole premise of why. It's like that's kind of the overview. That's
okay. All right,
and then you'll have to see why.
Okay.
This happens and why she ends up in there. So that was my number 3. I did remember that was released this year.
Yeah, you're good. That was this year.
It was definitely cool watching.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Brandon, it's your turn. What's your number 3 movie?
Puppet Master, The Littlest Right. My number 3 movie.
All right.
Well, I do have to get around to seeing that. You had mentioned that previous. I one our Halloween episode, wasn't it? I think you had mentioned it.
Might have been.
One
Yeah,
of them.
we're talking about it, but I don't know what
We were
else.
definitely talking about it at one point. Yes.
I thought it was great. It was cheesy. It was goofy, but like the kills were fantastic. The gore was awesome. It was, I don't know, it was kind of Evil Dead-ish the way it was funny and gory as fuck. And just, I loved it. I thought it was a great movie.
I think that's a good way to go. If it's going to be funny and cheesy, at least have good over the top gore.
Yeah.
Kind of like Ash vs. the Evil Dead in a sense.
Like that was, one of the kills in the movie was, whatever, spoiler alert. One of the kills in the movie was like this puppet that like got into like this pregnant woman and like murdered her fucking baby and shit, which is fucking terrible.
That's disturbing, but it's over the top at the same time.
It was over the top. The way they did it, it was. I guess I'm a terrible person for saying it, but I mean, it was funny the way they did it. It was good.
That's fine.
All right. On that note, Scott,
Brandon loves abortion.
Totally hilarious shit.
Abortion by puppets. I think that's weird.
Yes.
That's true.
See, my list is gonna be awful because I didn't see a whole lot as it is, and most of what I saw was like comic book movies. So I've got to try and I've been trying to compile at least what my third movie is this year, and I guess for better or worse, considering what I watched this year as far as what came out, my third movie is Deadpool 2. It's
you don't
okay.
have to sound all fucking disappointed about it. Like
I didn't really care for the movie that much, but
I still haven't seen it.
the other movie I watched was the fucking Meg, so that's not cracking my top three. I'm trying to think. I honestly can't think about the movies that came out this year that I saw besides other Marvel movies, but I mean, it was enjoyable.
It's Deadpool. I mean, it's what you
exactly. It wasn't groundbreaking or anything, but it was enjoyable to watch. It was too long, in my opinion, but
I'll still have to watch it. I started watching it.
It's over 2 hours long, which is ridiculous for a comedy action movie. But
asking a lot of me to stay awake for one of those. It's a big commitment. Big commitment.
A lot to commit to. All right, Smoothie, what's your number two?
Oh, we're jumping to me. Okay, my number two. My number two movie this year is going to have to be Halloween.
Okay. I forgot I saw that this year.
That was released in 2018, and we talked about this at length. So I need to go.
Released like a month and a half ago.
You know, it's definitely it was a great return to the franchise. It had its slow moments, but it also, I think, was well done in the story. And obviously, it's not wrapping up anything anytime soon, so we can expect another sequel. And I think sequels probably are already in the works. I think we did discuss that. There's already been at least talks of that. So I can't wait to watch them. I will say here's my money and go to the theater and see it because it's Michael Myers. So Halloween 2018 or Halloween H4O, whatever you want to call it. That is my number two pick for 2018.
All right.
And I stayed awake during it, which is awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Number two, Brandon.
Number two for me was a movie called Summer of '84.
Okay.
Was that the slasher one? Like, was that direct to video? I
think it was. I don't remember where it was. I got it on Plex, but
I'll have to watch it. I wanted to see it. It sounds good because it's summer '84, so you're expecting a '80s type.
That's exactly what you get, and it's one of those. The kids think that the neighbor is murdering or kidnapping and killing people and stuff, and it's that
the whole old Home Alone / Simpson / angle. Like that. Oh, definitely, I definitely want to check it out. So it's on
very, very, very well done. I was shocked at how good it was.
Is it by the same people who made the Happy Death Day? I remember the cover or the artwork at least looking like it. Okay, but anyway, I still need to see those too because I heard they were pretty good. or for what they were. But Summer of '84, I definitely want to check that out. And that's on.
Highly, highly, highly recommend it. Very, very good.
All right.
Definitely will be checking that out. Tis the season for some horror.
Of course, always.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, and what got? We're on your number 2.
Like I said, all I watched mostly this year was comic book movies. So number 2, Black Panther, which I'm not ashamed of. I like that movie a lot.
Man,
I liked it more than I thought.
Your number 2s are always brown and black. It's disgusting. Go ahead.
All right. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a really good Marvel movie. They did something different with the formula. I mean, it's still kind of catered to the formula that they've been having for like a decade, but I still thought it was they definitely tried to do something more with it, and it was good. It was I had no expectations when I went in to see it, and I was very pleased with it.
All right,
that's it. That's all I got.
Okay, number 2. All right, so I guess I'll just jump right into my number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Top film of 2018 is. Thank you, Scott. Right on cue. The Room.
The what? No.
The Room.
It doesn't count.
It does count.
You didn't
I
watch
watched
any
it.
other movies?
It was new to me. And there probably are other movies.
To me, that too.
What?
God damn it.
As I'm thinking back, there are other movies that probably came out that probably I have watched all in completion. I just can't remember them all. Was Mother one that was released this year?
No, I don't think so.
Room is number.
But Room is number 1.
It was closer to 2018 than The Room.
But
Well,
The Room, obviously, we talked at length about this all year, this movie. Pretty much. It's always, most of the time, come up. And it was my first.
Like 2 episodes.
Yeah, it's been a while.
What the fuck are you talking about?
It's number 1 in my heart, okay?
All right, fine. This is Smoothie's number 1 movie of all time is The Room.
No, I didn't know what it was until 2018. I didn't know it was a thing. And it was my first experience with it. I wish I had a cool experience like Brandon being able to see.
My experience was awesome.
You got to see that like in its full, how it's meant to be viewed, I guess, nowadays. And it's a horrible movie, but it's so horrible it's good.
Best 2018 movie, The Room.
And that's the best movie. Best
2003.
Best movie I've seen in 2018. Halloween actually probably should be number 1, but I couldn't let the fans down with not putting The Room.
That's a good one. I'm on board with that one. That one goes under my honorable mention.
So, The Disaster Artist I put on my honorable mention.
They came out in 2017, but okay.
I know what this guy. Oh, you looked frozen. That was a good way to hold.
No, that was me comprehending this.
That was the longest face palm ever.
None of us saw that coming, so that was good at least.
Brandon, what is your number 1 goddamn movie?
My number 1 was Halloween. I loved it. I thought it was awesome.
All right.
I had a good time seeing it at the theater on the day it came out and all that good fun shit.
How many times did you end up seeing it? I know you saw it at least twice in the theater. Did you see
times.
That's awesome. I wish I would have gotten to see it.
I saw it the night it came out, and then a few days later, a guy from work wanted to go see it. So I was like, all right, cool. And then I wanted to go see it again on Halloween because I simply wanted a ticket stub that said Halloween with the date of Halloween. I thought that would be cool.
I didn't even realize you did that. That's awesome.
Yeah. So me and Tyler went back and saw it again on Halloween. So awesome. Yeah, I saw it 3 times, and it was.
So I don't want to. I mean, we're time's waning here. Excuse me. But because I didn't realize you had done the 3rd viewing. So by viewing time number 3, how was it the same? Like, did you pick up on anything different? Did it enhance? Like, did it get better as you watched it, or did you find more stuff to pick apart?
There was more stuff like the 2nd time that I had missed it, but by the 3rd time, like, no. I mean,
the movie was solid.
Yeah, but I still enjoyed it. Like, I wasn't bored with it. I wasn't like
right, but there was nothing new that you had found. You had, but within 2 watches, you found everything that
I thought so. Yeah,
an Easter egg or that you missed the first time around.
I'm sure there is still more stuff, but no, nothing that I had really noticed. But I thought it was a good movie. Like, I mean, it wasn't the best Halloween movie. It wasn't the best horror movie. It was.
It was Halloween in 2018, and that's what we need.
I hope there's more.
Michael Myers.
If the sequels remain as good quality as this one, then I'm happy with it. I'd rather there be like pretty good horror movie or pretty good Halloween movies that I can go see than not. So
I am on board with that.
Yeah, so Halloween number one.
Scott, you're number one.
Well, still sticking to the same theme, and I again not ashamed of this one. Infinity War, Avengers. I did not expect myself to enjoy it as much as I did. I've only watched it twice this year, but I had a lot of comic book fatigue, even starting before the first Avengers, and I went into this like, you know what? If it sucks, it sucks. And I sat there and I fucking loved that movie. I did not expect to love it as much as I did. And
since you did, I mean, you're so into them all. Like
I've been invested with this. Yeah, right. I've watched basically every single one.
Of course, why wouldn't you fucking love it?
Well, the thing is, this had every reason to be a failure because they're shoving 10 years worth of character arcs and just build up into one movie, and they pulled it off. And I couldn't believe that they did that. That blew me away when I watched it, and there was just like a sense of dread throughout the entire movie, something that you didn't see in other Marvel movies. I feel like
I haven't seen any. I think I haven't seen anything past the first Avengers movie.
Really?
But you had said there's just so much to catch up on. Like
there's a lot,
and I
had to be invested from day one. Basically,
I have every intention. Like I have them all, with the exception of Infinity War, on my Plex and playlist, broken down by like the 3 segments, like the way you should watch them, or however.
Well, they have phases.
Phases, yes. I have broken down the 3 phases, so I could technically watch them all in that order. But it's over like 3-4 days worth of time to put.
Well, if you enjoy them, you watch them.
Yeah, and that's fine. I do. I enjoyed like the first run of movies through to Avengers. I fell asleep during Avengers. I don't think I've fully I fully saw it through.
That was my favorite Marvel movie up until probably this point.
My point in saying that was, you said 10 years. Was that one that not counting, or are you counting Hulk in there? I guess I don't know.
No, the first official Marvel cinematic movie was the first Iron Man,
and that was what year was that?
Was 2008.
Holy crap! It's impressive that has been, and that's been consistent, like one a year at least. One a year. Right?
It's gotten to be the point of it's like 3 a year. I feel like 2018 is the only. No, there were 3. Never mind, there were 3 movies.
But there's been one every year. At least, minimum since that's.
Yeah.
That is.
I think
it's crazy what they've done with this.
Because that was even.
I think the only year they skipped was 2009.
There was none.
I don't think there's anything that year.
Somebody fact check that, but I mean, I would imagine there would have to be, or maybe they were just testing to see.
Pretty sure. Well, they had the first Iron Man in the Hulk movie, the Incredible Hulk, 2008, and then I don't think they had anything in 2009, and then Iron Man 2 is 2010, and then after that, it's been every year.
So I guess they wanted to see how much
what if it was gonna take off, and it did.
We got something here, so let's start cranking these things out, like
basically. And now they're cranking the shit out of them, and they're just pulling franchises out of nowhere, and it's working. So,
I mean, they have everybody's attention, right? And they have Disney's backing, so they're their wallet, so they can do what they need to do. But not a majority, but they came out even before the Disney buyout, correct? Like
the Disney buyout didn't happen until I think either probably 2009, 2010, somewhere around then.
So you still had a couple under your
and a lot of them were in production before the Disney buyout. So I don't think they became technical Disney property like Disney movies until the first Avengers.
So
If I recall.
it is. I do. I mean, that's great. I do want to sit down and watch them all. I enjoyed the Iron Mans. I enjoyed I liked the whole story and the way they said it, but it just got too much too quick for for me. And that's why I've tended to fall into the DC side of things recently, because there's not many movies, but like now they have they had like the Dark Knight trilogy and those, but like now with these like Superman ones, Man of Steel, like this whole little series, I've been able to jump in, if you will, from the beginning.
Well, yeah, because there's been technically 3 Superman movies in the last
that work and play in
Man of Steel, which was 5 years ago.
Yeah, so like that's easier for me to quick pick up on and jump into, and I'm looking forward to the new Aquaman when that comes out this month. Is that this month, or is it already out?
It's out this month, yeah.
So I'm looking forward to it. Probably won't get to see it in the theater, but maybe that'll make my top number 1 and replace The Room, but I doubt it. So moving on.
God damn you. Games.
We're on the games. We're going to keep this rolling. So this is a blank category for me. I may fill in some games I played that might not be from this year, but I played them in this year, but I really have nothing. So I mean, I'll start because
it's fair. Just do what you gotta do, man. Go for
literally
it. Number 3.
On my paper have nothing written down. So number 3, I am going to go with that game that I played. What did I play this year? See, I don't even know. It's bad because like I don't.
Do you not have games? It's okay if you don't.
I have plenty of games. So number 3 will say, or no, I'm going to pass on number 3. It could have been a myriad of other ones I picked up but never finished. So we'll say Tomb Raider Underworld. That's how far back we're going.
Underworld, Jesus, yeah, that's like 10 years ago, man.
It was a free game. I still didn't finish.
You got a theme going here. Games that are a decade old or more.
On the second
in your top 3 of 2018. All right.
So that's my number 3. So go ahead. Moving on.
Brandon, what's yours?
My number 3 was God of War. And that's only because I didn't finish the damn thing. I think if I would have finished it, I know it would have been higher than what it is. But because I didn't,
I can't wait.
It is where it is.
Now I can play it because I do have PS4.
Yeah. You need to play it.
It's a great game for sure.
I plan on. I'm going to see if the person who lent me the BioShock collection and the Uncharted ones, who I work with, who's been telling me to get a PS4 for years, if he's done with God of War and will let me borrow it on my
definitely
extended
video. Do it.
So I definitely want to check that out. So Scott, your number 3.
My number 3 will be Red Dead Redemption 2. It's number 3 because, like Brandon, I haven't finished it yet. It's a game that you need to invest a lot of time into. There's a lot of traveling. There's a lot. It's a slow moving game, which I like.
It seems like it's a very slow moving game.
You have to be in the game, which you need time. You basically need to have a allotted time to play the game, which I don't have enough of. So it's been hard to get through. But what I've played of it, I've loved. I love the game. It's fantastic. The controls are a little hard to get used to at first, but then once you do, it flows really good. Awesome. It's just been a while since I've played it because it's just you need the time to sit down and just play. No distractions.
And that's
I love it.
That's why I lack a lot of the time. So whatever. But that's awesome. So Red Dead Redemption 2 is your number 3. So that means I'm up again. Wow, that was quick. Number 2 for me was
Double Dragon.
We're gonna call this a tie. No, I'm gonna say my number 2 is Call of Duty World War II. So that was a game from the end of last year, but that's real. That honestly is the.
Don't you have the new Call of Duty? Isn't that?
I do, but I haven't. Since I've gotten the PlayStation 4, I haven't played it.
Oh, you haven't touched it, but you have played it, right?
Yeah, and I do enjoy. I give number 2 to World War II and not
Okay.
Black Ops 4 because I finished. There was a campaign in that, and I finished the campaign in it, and I've had fun with the multiplayer. I actually bought DLC for it. The only one I didn't buy is the last one, but I've enjoyed it enough to play it. I thought it was one of the more recent Call of Duties that was well done, and Black Ops 4 is too. My only problem with that is no campaign. I'm kind of salty about that because I legitimately I'll play the zombies here and there. I don't care to really play them as much. It's not as to me. It's not as fun once they made it like a story. Like I like the one from World at War, the original zombies, like the simple board up windows.
Yeah, they've overcomplicated the zombies.
It's so much that it could be another thing, and so there's that, and I'm not really into the battle royale thing. Fortnite's not my thing. I don't play. I literally for Black Ops 4, I play team deathmatch. That's all I play. Hopefully, I'll play more and expand a little bit, but I'm happy with that. And for even though it was $60, I'm still happy with the product that was delivered to me. I think it's a good experience in that aspect, but it doesn't make this list because World War II had a lot more to offer that I wanted to play, and I think that was well done as well. So that is my number 2, Call of Duty World War II.
Hell yeah.
All right, Brando.
My number 2 is A Way Out. That was exclusive to PS4. And that was a fun game.
I don't think that was exclusive to PS4. I'm pretty sure that's on Xbox.
Okay.
But anyway.
Yeah, so it was a game you have to play as 2 players. Yeah. So it's either couch co-op or you can play online. And me and Lane played through the whole game couch co-op style. It's like a 10-hour game. It wasn't too long.
I've heard really good things about it.
It's you and the other guy. You're trying to get out of prison, and then you do, and there's all these crazy things that happen and shit. It was kind of Gears of War-ish.
Oh, really? A lot of cover?
Yeah. Okay. But it was, I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a really fun game.
All right. And Scott, your number?
My number 2 is Spider-Man. It's so good. I love that game. It's
so
fun.
I can agree with that.
I probably put the most hour, or at least close to the most hours into that game this year. I put a lot of time into that game, more than I have put into a lot of other games in recent years.
That's awesome. I've put in maybe not as much as I'd like to with that so far, but like I said, overall, I'm very like the PS4 is like breathed new life into me, if you will, in terms of gaming. Like I've enjoyed really.
Yeah, playing. It's a game I'm going to go back to actually get the platinum for when I feel like it.
Yeah, I
know I'm going to. I just didn't feel like doing it. I'm at 94% to it, so I have to at this point. It's kind of like it's a necessity now.
If you're that close, it's something that's.
And I love playing the game. I just needed a break before I did it. Went back and perfected the game, so I'm just waiting.
Spider-Man number 2. Yeah, I enjoy it. I what I like about Spider-Man is it's kind of like. There's no rush with it.
No, you can do whatever the fuck you want in that game.
So it's like, you can get to the main objective and you can unlock it. But it's like, I know I'm not going to have much time to play. So let me just swing around and maybe do a couple of these little slots. Let me go.
Find one of those those crimes and just do that. That shit's fun to do too.
Find some backpacks, like see how much you in an area, and then you got to go.
Which surprised me because I'm not usually one to do collectibles, but I did for that game.
I think because it's a lot of, I don't want to say hand holding because I want to make it seem like it's overly simplified, but it's like once you descramble the the transmissions and everything, it unlocks and you see where everything's at. It's like, okay, let me just set my waypoint here. I'm going to go get this backpack. Oh, I'm going to go take this.
It's like an Assassin's Creed thing where you unlock portions of the map and then find all the crap there.
It breaks it down in nice small digestible chunks, so you can say, okay, I'm going to clear this area, and there's still like a lot of stuff that's locked that you still have to unlock for that area as well too, which makes the game that much more rewarding. So That's why I do like about that, and I probably would say it's on my honorable mention just because I haven't put that much time into it yet for 2018. But definitely a great game.
Yeah.
All right, so we are at
We're now at number one.
Number one, and my number one game for 2018 is the
2018 game. God damn it, Smoothie.
the 2011 remastered classic. I don't know if it's 2011 Bullets.
Bulletstorm.
But I haven't. I forgot how fun that game was.
I don't even think the remaster is from this year.
it's probably not. So, but it was free, and I downloaded it this Black Friday for free when I got my PlayStation 4, and I completely forgot the game. Like I was knew a little bit about it, but as I'm playing through, I was like, I don't remember any of this. So it was like a brand new experience for me at this point, and I'm right at the end.
Free this month?
It was last month. It was free.
Damn, I might have missed it then.
Yeah, it was with that the Yakuza. Sorry.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, those are the two main games last month.
I am right at the end of it. I think like the last mission I'm going to complete it, and I'm trying to go through and maybe one day I probably won't 100% anytime soon or platinum it. But I like this has some of the trophies that you can cheat, if you will. I'd like to have little bottles laying around that you can either drink or destroy, and there's a trophy. I think I said achievements because I'm so used to that, but there's a trophy for doing both like 20 times. So either drinking this, and when you drink, it makes me nauseous too because the screen gets blurry. So you're trying to like shoot and everything, and through the blurry screen, it really messes with your eyes. Or you can destroy them and get the points.
Yeah.
With the bottles, you can reload checkpoint. So like as soon as I found ones at a checkpoint, I would go through, drink them, reload the checkpoint, drink them until I got to 20. So I kind of cheat on those, but I like it because I think it's fun. You just have to put the work in to sit and restart the checkpoint 20 times.
I beat that game when it came out on the 360. I really liked it.
I
bought it for full price, which was probably too much.
I have borrowed the person who actually lent me the BioShock and the Uncharted collections to play, and hopefully he'll let me God of War. He let me Bulletstorm back when it first came out. So and I played, I had to play through it because I had to get it back to him. So I enjoyed that. But that was my number one game of that I've played in 2018 that I played in 2018 on the PlayStation 4. So
it just makes me think of the game on The Simpsons. I can't hear it and not think of Bone Storm.
Yeah, Bone Storm. All right, what's your number one there, Brandon?
My number one is it did come out this year, but it is a remaster. Also, is Shenmue 1 and 2.
Oh,
that was one of my favorite games back on the Dreamcast, and it has just always been one of my favorite games ever since. So they finally remade it this year, although they didn't do a fantastic job of remaking it. Like they didn't really up the graphics on it the way that they could have, but
the resolution was higher, and that's about all they did.
Yeah, it was not a great remaster by any means, but it made it to where I could play Shenmue on current gen systems, so that's good enough for me.
Hey, Mr. Wanna Wrestle?
Yeah. I love that game. It was that game blew me away when I played it on the Dreamcast, and I never.
It's still blowing you today.
It is.
It's still blowing you.
Totally is. So that's my number one.
All right, I'll have to check.
Hold on. Honorable mention, real quick though, of that didn't come out this year. Sonic Mania. That game.
I did play that this year.
I've been playing it all year long, and I've almost got it beat now.
And you have that on the Switch, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's
fantastic.
All platforms, right?
I fucking suck at it.
I'm on the second to the last level. Once I beat this level, there's only like one boss level at the very end, and that's all I got left. It's so fucking hard.
It's like I've had to give up on it. I'm really bad at it. I get to a point I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna break my Switch in half. I can't do it anymore.
I'm gonna beat it. I'm so close.
You do it.
The one that you were talking about, the free game, was one that I played this year that didn't come out this year though, but that I
Yakuza.
loved. Yeah,
I started that one. It's menial task. The game.
Yeah.
I feel like that's kind of like a Japanese game type deal.
it is, but
And
it is, but I like it for some reason. The story to that game was just so fucking good, and it got me.
plays well. And the story is all right. I just haven't gotten that far into it.
Yeah.
But anyway,
All right.
my number one was God of War.
Yeah.
I love that game.
Dun, dun, dun.
The story was surprisingly really well done, and I beat it. It took me probably over a month to beat because that's the pace I play at now. But and that's a game that I'm definitely going to go back to. I've been a God of War fan. I've beaten all of the main games of God of War, including this one. And
So, God,
this one changed up everything, and it actually changed it for the better too. The first three, the first, I would say, whole set of games, because they have the spin-offs, they have 3 games, they have Ascension, they have the PSP games. They all have the same perspective and just like waves of enemies. This one's more you're behind the shoulder and fighting almost more strategically, I would say. And it was surprising all the changes that they made to the whole franchise, and they actually pulled off something really fun to play and challenging, and story wise I thought it was fantastic.
so now
Graphics wise too, Jesus Christ, that game looks so.
I don't have a PS4 Pro, but this is a game that I would buy one for.
Yeah,
for sure, just to see what it looks like, even like upped.
is this game you mentioned in the other games, how does this fall into the timeline, or can you play this without having
This is you don't have to play the other ones. They make reference to the first trilogy, especially the end of the last one. But it's nothing that you have to like. This is both a reboot and a sequel, because he's starting his life over, and this is later in his life, Kratos' life.
You'd be able to pick it up.
He already has a kid with someone else, and it's a whole other set of gods that we're talking about. They talk about his past, but it's not. You don't have to have his entire backstory in order to appreciate the game.
Okay, but it would help to, like, for some of the pieces to, because I've never beat 2 or 3. I played 2. I've never played 3 at all. So I want to make a connection.
You don't have to.
By the time you play,
The mechanics are different as it is, and the story wise, he's moved on from them. So
It's set after, so it's a sequel.
it's much farther in the future. They don't specify how far, but he has moved on from the ancient Greece to the Norse country. So he's in a whole other area, whole other set of gods.
So the initial games happen in terms of
yes, they definitely happened.
It's not just a complete. We're gonna just okay.
They make reference to him being like a murderous god killer that he's trying to hide from his son basically the entire game, or at least a good chunk of the game, 2/3 of the game, I should say.
Awesome. So God of War. It's just God of War, right? That's all.
Yeah. They just started over God of War.
So
they didn't put a 4 on it.
Real quick, that was our top. That was the last of our top 3.
Yes.
We're well over 2 hours here, so about wrap up time here.
Definitely.
But before we depart from this, I just want to real quick. I don't know if I said this beforehand. We'll each go through real quick and give one of our looking forward to titles of 2019 for each thing. Say them all at the same time. You know what I mean? So I'll start
For
real quick
2019?
for 2019. Yeah. So for albums that I'm looking forward to in
Oh,
2019, like you even have to ask, Fearless Fred Fury, by
uh-huh.
the Policy. Movies I'm looking forward to in 2019. That's a good one. I know there's some that I'm going to miss, but I definitely know the second part of it is coming out, correct, next year.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I'm definitely looking forward to that. It probably is on one of my must see lists. There's probably other movies that are on there as well. And my game for 2019, I would have to say it's looking forward to, now that I have a PS4, The Last of Us 2. I think it's supposed to still come out next
They
year.
have no release date for that, so don't
But
count on 2019
but it's
for
supposed
that.
to be.
Yeah, it does say 2019, but
But the one that
Okay.
but the one that hopefully is like a solid finally release is Crackdown 3 on the Xbox One.
Yeah.
I think that's a solid.
Again, don't hold your breath, man. They've been pushing that game out for years.
They actually put a date to that, which happens to be the same day as Fearless Fred Fury.
Oh my god, what a double whammy that is!
So if I get none of those two things on the 15th
Well,
of
it's
February,
the
I'm
end
gonna
of
be
your
very
life
upset.
right there, man.
But I'm really hoping that Crackdown 3 does finally get released. They've been talking about it for 2-3 years now, I think, at E3. I think the first time we got some footage of it was in like 2015 or 2016. So hopefully we finally see it.
Okay.
So that's my three
Ready?
looking forward to. Scott, what about you? What are your three looking forward to?
Albums. I can't think of a single one right now.
Nice.
I really don't know. As far as movies go, Avengers Endgame. We just got the trailer for it.
when does that come out?
April. I'm looking forward to see how they're gonna fix everything that they just did with the end of Infinity War. So they didn't show a whole lot in the trailer, which I'm more than okay with. They just showed enough to get the hype going.
Yeah.
That's all you need. That's all I need. I don't need any more trailers than that. As far as game goes, I'm trying to think what comes out in 2019. I'd say probably Crackdown 3 or Anthem. That's a BioWare
I've heard about
game.
that one too. I don't know too much about that, but my nephew was just
I've enjoyed a lot of BioWare games, so I'm good with that one.
they did Mass
Whatever.
Effect, so I'm
I can't think, yeah, Mass Effect's like one of my favorite series of all time. So
as well. So awesome. So Brandon, what about your three looking forward to's for 2019?
I got nothing on music. Movies, It Part 2 is, I think, all I can really think of.
okay,
Games, Shenmue 3 will finally come out.
if that comes out,
It's got a release date for 2019. It got pushed back from whenever, so we'll see. Maybe,
yeah.
but that's what
I'm assuming that'll come out next year.
It's looking good that it will.
Yeah.
So is another movie I just thought of is episode 10, 9, whatever, Star Wars. Is that supposed
Oh
to
yeah, episode 9's coming out the end of next year.
So I guess that's definitely on the list as well.
Yeah, I loved episode 8 more than basically every fanboy. So
I still have to watch. I fell asleep during that.
oh really? It's a well,
and I
shocker.
ain't. So
It's not. It didn't come out in 2018. Just so you know.
I know that. I'm looking forward to. I'll have to watch it. I still have at least a whole nother year until episode 9 comes out. So
fall asleep at the theater or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. So then watch it by 20. By the time episode 10, whatever.
2021 probably.
I can't believe The Room was your number one.
Yeah, I'm still dumbfounded by that, but
it's such. I'm just so glad I was introduced to that movie this year.
I agree. I agree with that as well.
My quality of life improved knowing that movie.
How many times have you watched it this year?
Just that once.
Oh.
Once was enough, apparently, for number one movie of the year.
I recommended it to so many people, and I wanted to get this. There was Tagger Brian, your buddy Brian. He had shared on my Facebook page one of those ugly Christmas sweaters that had a picture of Tommy Wiseau and said, "Oh, hi Santa." So I would like to get that sweater.
Better do it soon. It's almost Christmas time.
I'd wear that. I'd wear the shit out of that all year. Well, as long as it was cold, I'd wear it. But I think they make a t-shirt version.
All right. Let's wrap this shit up. Any other closing things to say?
I just want to say it was another good episode. We were back 2 weeks in a row. Hopefully, maybe we'll be back for 3. 3 weeks in a row. We're definitely do have another episode coming this year. What I had mentioned earlier, we're going to talk about at least some more review stuff, if you will. Some of our favorite moments from this year. Show.
For the show specifically, yes.
We have our gift.
I don't think we can have another episode until we get our gifts going.
Yeah, I think the gift exchange that will probably be once we all have our gifts. I think that.
Yeah, I think that'll be the next episode.
I'm hoping to get that ordered this week.
Yeah, I'm on ordering mine tomorrow.
So I mean, it shouldn't take all too long. It shouldn't be too long for to if we all
everything
tomorrow or even Monday. Yeah, so we should get it within a day or two.
Yeah.
If it's not like a really back ordered item. So we technically could still be on track for a show next week to make the trifecta, which would be
that. Kyle has to be on it too.
Fantastic. Yeah, we have to make sure
we have to force him to do it because he's in part of our group.
Yep.
We don't have to. I'm sure he'll be down to do it, but yes, we have to make sure
he doesn't have a choice.
Are there. So we're going to do that. We're going to do the gift exchange. We're going to talk about some memories from this and just some random other closing years, maybe some other Christmas memories, maybe a hodgepodge of good.
Oh man, I love a hodgepodge.
I mean, that's basically like 3 Christmas episodes. Well, this wasn't a Christmas episode.
No, this is end of the year.
End of the year. So we jumped ahead. We jumped ahead to the New Year stuff.
Fine.
We'll jump back into Christmas again. So it was another good show, but it is time to wrap it up. It is
definitely
to get to
cut it down, bruh.
Follow us on Instagram.
So yeah, we got our new Instagram. Scott, what is it? Why don't you throw it out there? You created it.
I made it, and I didn't realize after I made it that I put the name in. Well, it gives you like the first and last name, and then it just creates a name for you. So it's Podcast The Unknown. So that's what you had to follow at Podcast The Unknown, because I must have put The Unknown as the first name and Podcast is the last, and then it just generated that username.
You know what? I think it works.
The Unknown.
I think it works well. I like it. It's a good play. We'll stick with the story that you were just trying to be different from the unknown podcast that's out there that we found.
I did see that there's at least one more.
Which I searched for all this stuff back in the day, so I think they're fairly recent. Like I said, I did find one from 2017 that said be on lookout for our first episode, but there were no other Instagram posts anyway.
Exactly.
Other than that, this one they seem to be active, like recent, but like it's only been recent.
Started later than we started ours.
Yeah, so we're trendsetters.
Original. So make sure you're following the podcast The Unknown, Podcast The Unknown on Instagram. But we
watch that other guy, the other unknown podcast. Did you watch that guy?
Look at anything special? Maybe
I watched him and some girl, and like they were talking about something, and like it was creepy. Like the guy was weird.
So we could do 1 or 2 weeks.
You suck, guy.
Maybe for 2019,
you the Real Unknown Podcast.
Maybe for 2019, we could think of a different name for our show and sell him.
It's too late now.
Well, no,
we have put everything into this name. We put Instagram,
we have
Twitter, Facebook.
That can all be changed. What I'm saying, we're not going to. I'm just hypothetically, if we could make money from this, if he was thirsting for it, we could sell him. The unknown
motherfucker can suck my dick. Hey, other unknown podcast. Fuck you. We were first. Go away.
That's right.
We're just
fucking gonna tweet those bastards too.
We're just kidding. We love you, but
no, fuck them.
We're the real. We're the OG. If
you want to sponsor us, then we love you.
If you have money, then sure, I take it all back. But other than that, go fuck yourself.
Do your research and find out that there's other. We are the.
They're on Spotify. Fuck them.
Yeah, that's true. They are on Spotify.
Yeah, but they said they're on Pocket Cast. No Pocket Cast. We come up with the Unknown Podcast. So
Goddamn right, because we're more important. Anyway, we got to cut the shit.
we are. So
off.
follow us on the Instagrams, theunknownpod.com. Brandon, we can find you where, as usual?
Captain Howdy 1027, Instagram and Twitter.
All right, Scott.
At the Garbage Bin, Instagram, Twitter.
And I am your boy Smoothie. You can find me at INC_Smoothie on the Instagrams and the Twitters.
But
of course, also check out INC Smoothie Entertainment on the YouTubes because
you have a video coming, right?
There is a video coming, two videos coming, and hopefully more. Like I said, with this 2 weeks coming up, I'm hoping to put some work in a little bit of.
Just put up the fucking House of Crazies video. I'll
put that up, and I'll hopefully I'll get that other podcast I've been talking about for months. My own podcast,
Crazies.
Oh yeah,
you can put it on there. You already recorded it. Do it.
Yes, we'll start. We will. We'll start small. We'll go with the House of Crazies one. So be on the lookout for that. And INCSmoothieEntertainment.com is my separate website. So that's where you can find us. But right now, you're going to find us in our beds. We want to thank you all for tuning in for episode.
I hope not.
You creepers, stay out of our beds.
Get the fuck away from me, freaks.
What I'm thinking. But thank you for tuning in to episode number 21. We are extremely happy that we've come this far. It's been a wonderful trip, and we're only looking forward to the next year and some growth.
This ain't stopping, so stop trying to stop us. Other unknown podcast.
Yeah, if we go,
fuck you. Fuck you, Little Caesars.
Mm-hmm.
Little Caesars, we love you. Just all yours for $5 a mention or something.
50 cents.
Sons of bitches.
50 cents, Little Caesars.
All right. Goodbye.
We expect your sponsorship next week.
You won't get it. Goodbye.
All right, fantastic. I am. That's a 2 hour, almost 2.5 hours. But
yeah, I figured that was going to be a long one.
It was a good episode.
Yeah.
We'll have to comb through and see if we can find funny footage, but I don't think it was as funny as.
No, this wasn't like
as funny as last week, but I think we had good dialogue, good conversation. Moving for the most part, didn't take too many wrong turns or whatever they're called, but
detours maybe.
No tangents. Any tangents.
All right.
So I'll get this up again. Hopefully not next week. Hopefully tomorrow at some point, Scott. So whenever you want to take a look at it,
sounds good. Just let me know.
While you're doing that, if you go through it and like find some funny parts or whatever, like take note of the time.
I meant to do that during the episode. That's why I have the book, but I forgot.
Yeah, just if you by chance see one, and then I'll clip it out.
I wanted to even do it for
that real quick.
I wanted to write down the times for even when we started the different, like the top 3 movies and then top 3. I wanted to note when we had started those specific sections. But
gotcha.
Right in.
We'll get it. All righty, fellas.
It's been real. Get some sleep now, gentlemen.
Will do. All righty, see ya.
See you too. Bye-bye.